This world is too dangerous. In the innermost corner of the Hell's House Kenji shop, there is a man wearing a black cap and covering his face tightly, and 3 scars on his face can be seen loomingly. The man's name is Wong Feng, a traverser who has traveled from modern times to the world of One Punch Man. At this moment, Wong Feng stared closely at the laptop on the dining table, and the computer video was playing a short film similar to a superhero eradicating heresy. There are really weird people, he muttered to himself in disbelief, and the information he found showed that although the world is not rampant, it is often burned and destroyed in major cities. According to data, weirdos are abandoned as human beings and completely separated from the existence of the human world. There are generally 4 sources. 1. Human beings are upgraded freaks caused by extreme emotions, bad habits, great pressure, or genetic mutations. 2. Obtained technological products are artificial weirdos that are ahead of the world. 3. Upgraded creatures other than human beings. 4. Specially different from other intelligent creatures of human beings. Weird alert. Weird alert. According to the latest news, there has been a dangerous incident of weird attack in M City. The Heroes Association has dispatched heroes near M City to destroy weird people. Before weird people are wiped out, please take care of your safety. The latest weird news is shown on the television screen of KFC Central. Huh? M City? Wong Feng was startled. The city he is now in is City M. In the One Punch Man world, the world is relatively small. There are only 26 cities in total, named after 26 English letters. Each city is very close to each other. The traffic basically relies on trains and no airplanes are needed. Boom. When Wong Feng closed his laptop and was about to check out and leave to go home to avoid danger, there was a sudden explosion from the street. When he was startled, his eyes were immediately aimed at the source of the sound, and then he was taken aback. Damn it, what is this, weirdo? He was stunned. A minotaur appeared at the intersection of the street, and it dived into the road to swim, like a void escape beast of the League of Legends, only to reveal a locomotive-sized, hideous bullhead with 2 heads growing on the bullhead. About half a meter long with terrible horns with threads, copper bell-sized bull's eyes are red, and 2 long white mists are sprayed from the bull's nose with a hoop from time to time. Horrible and disgusting. Rumble. The minotaur's nose sprayed out 2 white mists, and immediately the horns lowered, and violently crashed into a bull electric appliance store on the corner of the street with the wall painted in red. Booming chaotic sounds of destruction came from the appliance store. 10 seconds later, with the clanging sound, the minotaur destroyed the electrical appliance store, and the electrical appliance store was in ruins. The minotaur didn't stay any longer, and ran into the clothing store with red banners, rumbling, and the sound of endless destruction and explosion echoed in the street. Must run fast. All the customers in Kenji had the same thought. After a short observation, they keenly noticed that the minotaur would destroy the red objects in front of it for the first time, and the non-red objects would usually get away with it. However, what makes them bitter is that the world-renowned fast food restaurant Kenji has always had a red color as its main color. In other words, the Kenji store where they are located will become one of the targets of destruction by the minotaur. Wong Feng tightened, and subconsciously ran out of the Kenji shop following the crowd. Rumble. At the moment they ran away, the minotaur knocked down the Kengeki shop as guest. The level of the bull-like monster is estimated to have reached the level of a tiger. Without a stronger hero, it must be impossible to solve the incident quickly. The Association of Heroes divides the strangers into the following 5 levels according to the degree of harm of the strangers, the difficulty of elimination and other factors. Wolf level. There are risk factors. Tiger. A crisis that causes a lot of damage. Ghost level. A crisis that causes a town's function to stop or destroy. Dragon level. May cause damage to several town functions. God level. A crisis that may lead to the destruction of mankind. Hoo-hoo. Wong Feng ran away, gasping for breath after a while. His body was too weak, and there were bursts of explosions behind him. Without any hesitation, he ran fast while searching for the best escape route. Boom. After an urgent stop, Wong Feng's expression was a little bitter, and the speed of the minotaur was really faster. It took only 10 seconds to destroy a house. After destroying several houses in a row, he happened to appear in front of him. He lives in between the minotaur and a red brick house. Sudden he looked nervously at the minotaur who was swimming. The street was dusty, his brain was running frantically, hoping to find the slightest possibility of escape. His heart had already begun to overwork because of fear, and there was a sudden voice coming out of his chest, reverberating in the air, almost joined together. Niutu seemed to be attracted by this strange sudden sound, Tongaling's big eyes fixed on Wang Feng as if he was observing something. At this moment, 3 humans wearing weird-shaped clothes emerged from the chaotic crowd. One was headed against a cannon, the second was holding a magnified version of dog bones, and the third was wearing iron armor. Minotaur, you have done a lot of evil today, and I will send you to the west with my water iron cannon. My big bone rod will go out in person, you can grab it with your hands. Haha, let my hero, armored man, take care of you personally. 3 strange guys shouted slogans one after another. Wow, it's a hero. Don't be afraid now, the weirdo will be wiped out by the hero. The chaotic crowd who was escaping saw the appearance of the 3 heroes of the water iron cannon and immediately shouted in surprise. The Minotaur shook his head irritably. Go. The 3 heroes shouted, the water iron cannon pulled the cannon lead, and with a bang, the shells were fired on the Minotaur. Unexpectedly, the Minotaur was only retreated a few minutes without any other injuries. The big bone rod in the armored man went forward bravely. Each held a weapon and knocked on the Minotaur. Moo. The Minotaur roared angrily, boom. As soon as it moved, it jumped up from the ground, revealing a body as large as a building, and countless gravel fell from it, making a clattering sound. Boom. As soon as the Minotaur hit the ground, his sturdy limbs kicked and the horns drooped, he violently bumped into the position of the 3 people of the water iron cannon. What? 3 seconds ago, the 3 heroes who were still invincible were instantly topped, or fell into the crowd, or hung on the tall buildings, or hung on the horns, and were thrown into the street. Damn it, you will die. You guys go. After the 3 heroes were dealt with by the Minotaur, Wang Feng immediately became the first target. The violent Minotaur's eyes locked on him, making his legs nervous and unable to move, but his voice was still like a steel machine, calm and indifferent. He has developed a super instinct in the endless attacks of weird people, that is, he can be happy and angry no matter what dangerous situation he faces. The hero is also defeated. Run away. Mom, help. The originally stunned crowd was awakened by Wang Fengbing's cold and indifferent voice, and immediately ran away crying and crying. Thank you. Let me give it to the supermarket. I'm going to miss it. At this moment, there was a clear stream in the noisy crowd crying fathers and mothers. No, or mudslides are more appropriate. In such a critical situation, there are people who are actually paying attention to supermarket sales activities. What a weird thing. Wang Feng twitched at the corner of his mouth, very distracted and tired. Are you going to die? Wang Feng stared at the Minotaur in front of him, his whole body stiff, his heart roared like a car engine, and he had no time to care about the silly lack of supermarket sales at such a critical juncture. The Minotaur's anger reached its extreme, and he no longer paid attention to the strange sudden noise. The horns lowered and pushed them up suddenly, and the long, sharp, narrow-threaded horns with blue light came in front of them in an instant. It's over. Despair flashed in Wang Feng's heart, and he was strongly unwilling to make him widen his eyes. He took a nostalgic look at the last world scenery. Only a few days after he came into this world, he never expected to rebuild again. I don't know if there is a chance to cross again this time. It is ridiculous to say that he was originally a good young man in the 21st century on the earth, and he was also unlucky. When he was out shopping at night, he passed KFC, and it was 12 o'clock. He suddenly remembered his new mobile game. You can receive physical strength at 0. Where is KFC? Everyone actually understands public toilets and free Wi-Fi. So he took out his mobile phone on a whim, prepared to surf the internet outside the store, and boarded his newly downloaded mobile game to get some physical strength. Unexpectedly, a bad wind blew by, and the huge KFC billboard suddenly smashed. Come down and hit him right. He estimated that he was dead, because after he woke up, he found himself in a strange world, possessed in a strange body. If I can cross again, I hope I can go to a safe world. Hokage? One Piece? 7 Dragon Ball. Hey, is it so dangerous for Mao's time-space world? The Earth is still safer. He has good expectations in his heart. A figure suddenly flashed past his eyes, followed by a thunderous impact, and finally only saw a gleaming skull and the leaflet flying in the air. With sharp eyes, he saw the content on the leaflet: a limited-time sale event at Xintiandi Supermarket in M City, which is out of date. Boom. The Minotaur who reappeared in front of him had lost his breath of life, his proud horns had been shattered, and a huge fistprint was printed on the forehead of a bull's head the size of a locomotive. Can it be killed with just one blow? Why is there still a familiar feeling? I seem to know this person. Well, is it Saitama? Wang Feng's eyes widened suddenly. In the world of One Punch Man, Saitama is undoubtedly the absolute protagonist. His strength is unpredictable. He claims that no matter how strong the weirdo is, all of them can be beaten with one punch, corresponding to the name of One Punch Man. In Saitama's boxing styles, there are ordinary boxing series and serious boxing series, as well as Zeon Secret Skills Special Sale Boxing. The punch just now should be a legend. Secret Skill Special Punch. Wang Feng stared at the direction Saitama was leaving, and the corner of his mouth twitched slightly. He must have guessed right. It was him. It must be him. The one who will become famous in the world and make countless weird people tremble in the future. The bald cape man Saitama. Ha ha. He gave a low laugh, and the strong wind came suddenly, blowing the hat he used to cover his face, revealing his firm and unhurried face. Ah. It's an S-level strong king. Everyone don't have to run. Mr. King has already taken care of the weirdo. Can King give me an autograph? Just sign on. Chest. Deserves to be. The strongest. In the same way, with cheers and praises again, others inexplicably put the credit on him again and again. That's right. The guy he passed through the possession is to be known as the strongest man on the surface in the future, the 7th S-rank hero King. However, King has not yet risen to the 7th place of the S-rank hero, and is still hovering at the bottom of the S-rank hero. The reason that King ranks so low among S-rank heroes is due to the ranking of heroes based on comprehensive investigations such as combat effectiveness and contribution. King eliminates weirdos entirely by passiveness, summons bald heads, Saitama, when in danger, with poor initiative and enthusiasm, and low contribution. So it ranks last. The reason why he was able to rise to 7th place later was due to the increase in the frequency of weird appearances, and his passive, summoning bald heads, to kill monsters more and more frequently, only to gradually increase the ranking. However, he also inherited the memory of King, and he who had seen the younger half of One Punch Man comics in his previous life was very clear about the real situation of King. The name, King, was obtained in the incidents of strange man attacks. Obviously he did not solve it by himself. But because every time he happened to be near the death monster, others who completely misunderstood the situation regarded him as a powerful hero who could defeat the monster in one blow, and began to pay tribute spontaneously. King was recognized by the public as the strongest on the surface. Man. It's really King. Gosh, I actually ran into King here. It turns out that King is here. Oh. Our embarrassment must have been seen by King just now. It's a shame. The 3 C-rank heroes of Water Iron Cannon supported each other, staring wide-eyed at Wang Feng, who was surrounded by the crowd, their faces full of excitement and admiration, as if they were looking at their own idols. Are you heroes? Wang Feng squeezed out from the crowd, sighed with relief, his eyes rolled, and fell on the 3 strangely dressed heroes. The C-level hero Water Iron Cannon greets you. The C-class hero Big Bone Rod is serving the people. The C-class hero, Ironclad Man, will charge bravely at the weirdo. The 3 weird heroes actually pose and introduce their hero levels in a serious manner. The Association of Heroes divides the heroes into levels based on their strength and contribution, which are S level, A level, B level, and C level. That is to say, the current 3 heroes rank bottom in the hero world. The Heroes Association aims to eliminate weird people. It was founded by the tycoon Algny more than 2 years ago, and then operated by the public to raise funds. Heroes affiliated to the association will receive corresponding monthly rewards based on their work results. Oh, leave this weird to you, I have something to leave. Wang Feng put on the cap again to hide his appearance, and was about to leave. What? King is going to give us the feat of eliminating weirdos. Eliminating weirdos can increase hero activity points, improve rankings, and increase monthly rewards. Did King give up? Does King care about the hero activity points? King is already an S-rank hero. Killing a tiger-level monster can't improve his ranking at all. To increase the hero's ranking, at least he must kill a ghost-level monster or higher. 3 C-rank heroes are talking babbledly. According to the rules of the Heroes Association, heroes will get certain hero activity points after verifying the elimination of monsters. The heroes ranking list of the Heroes Association is updated in real time and will be obtained according to the heroes in real time. Hero activity points change the rank of heroes. The Heroes Association will pay corresponding rewards according to the ranking of the heroes every month. I don't seem to be short of money. Wang Feng chuckled softly, because he was standing at the top of the hero world, known as the strongest man on the surface of the S-rank hero King. As a king, the association will give him nearly 100,000 monthly rewards, enough to make him live comfortably. From the moment he became a hero inexplicably, he never bothered about money again. There are weird cards nearby that can be converted, please go and convert. There are weird cards nearby that can be converted, please go and convert. There are weird cards nearby that can be converted, please go and convert. At this time, mechanical beeping sounded continuously from his head. Card conversion. Wang Feng was startled slightly. When he first saw One Punch Man, he was excited about the bloody battles in it, and his tears soared for the stories of heroes such as undocumented knights. However, aside from this, the world of One Punch Man actually it is an extremely dangerous world, destroying the city at every turn, leaving you no time to run. Sometimes he was thinking, maybe just coincidentally, and knowing Saitama, staying beside Saitama to keep him safe. However, fortunately, he brought something different when he came to this world. Perhaps it was because he was playing mobile games on Sengwang when he was crossing. Wang Feng found that the mobile game he played was engraved in his soul and traveled to this world together. That mobile game is a messy mobile game that he downloaded at will. It is a card game. After the player creates a character, the main task is to collect monster cards. After collecting the monster cards, the player can summon the monster cards to possess them. Obtaining the strength and abilities of the monster and then making yourself stronger. If the monster can spray flames, after the player summons possession, his character can also spray flames with undiminished power. At the beginning, he thought this game was creative, so he tried to download it to play, but he didn't expect it to become a cheat for him now. He walked to the dead Minotaur, placed his palm on the Minotaur, and said silently, "Change cards." Ding. The card conversion is successful. Congratulations to host for getting the 2-star monster card Minotaur. Wang Feng didn't check the card immediately, but waved his hand and quickly left in the admiring eyes of everyone. M City, King's 2-story small Western-style building. Wang Feng played Street King of Fighters 3 inches idly. He inherited King's excellent ability playing games. King is a great game player. He has won the championship in several game competitions. After Wang Feng inherited this ability, he played games like Street King of Fighters 3 inches again and again. Hero. What strong person the man and machine choose. Anyway, the winner is always only him. So boring. After winning a few more times, he sighed disappointedly, threw the handle at random, and lay directly on the floor. King had no friends before. As a result, he also has no friends now, so he can only kill time lonely by playing games and watching comics. In my previous life, I thought it was the best thing to have money to spend, to sit and eat and wait to die. I didn't expect that my wish in this life would come true, but life would become extremely boring, without any passion. Why would I want to die? He stared at the ceiling blankly, his face full of helplessness, and sure enough, what he couldn't get was the best. By the way, didn't you receive a 2-star card today? Don't know what is the use of the collected cards. Is it like being able to possess a body in the game so that he fully possesses the abilities and power of a card character? If that's the case, he will post it. Later, Tenten will follow the bald head, Saitama. There are a lot of dragon level and ghost level weirdos, and occasionally collect a god level. It is simply blissful. I think I can become Poros, Universal Boss, is such a powerful character. He is a little excited inexplicably. Hey, system, can you introduce the card function? He asked hopefully. The system that he traversed had its own intelligence, and once introduced him to the rules of the game, but unfortunately, he forgot. The cards collected by the host can be used for possession. After the possession, the host has the ability of the card. Warm reminder. All cards are disposable items and will disappear after use. The sound of the system machinery briefly introduced the role of the card. Disposable items. Wang Feng frowned, and said in doubt, how could the card be a sex item? Ding dong. Warm reminder. Correct sentence is a one-time. Supplies. Please don't use dirty thoughts to predict a pure and white system. Well, disposable items. Wang Feng shrugged. In other words, each card has only one chance to use it. After it is consumed, will it no longer appear? It is stated in the rules. Is there no way to permanently retain the card character's ability? Wang Feng looked regretful. If the card is a sex product, it will consume too much. After all, Chijuru one night, if the battle lasts, it is normal to consume 7 or 8 cards in a battle, and it is likely to cause him to be reluctant to bear it. The embarrassing situation of using that dragon level and god level cards. After the host uses the card, there is a certain chance to comprehend the card character skills and become the real ability of the host. Warm reminder. After the card character skills become the host skills, the skill level is cleared. The system explains the game settings seriously. Wang Feng's eyes lit up and he asked enthusiastically, "System, how likely is it to understand the skills of card characters?" The system coldly said, "There are 5 levels of system cards, namely, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, and 5 star. Among them, the probability of comprehending the skill of a card character is 10%. Probability: 2-star cards have a 20% probability, 3-star cards have a 30% probability, a 4-star card has a 40% probability, and a 5-star card has a 50% probability. Note: the probability of success is not affected by the lucky value of the host itself." Such a low probability. Wang Feng was stunned. Then the 2-star Minotaur card I collected today has only a 20% probability of being able to comprehend the skill success? He scratched his head in distress. "Hey, what is the lucky value? How do you know what your lucky value is? It is indeed a game system, and even lucky value can be obtained. Host can check its own attributes on the character interface by itself," the system replied coldly. "The tone is stinky," Wang Feng whispered. "Open my character interface." "Huh." A virtual interface appeared in front of his eyes. Name: Wang Feng. English name: King level, level 1. Experience value: 0100. Stamina: 3 strength, 2 speed, 3 defense, 1 lucky value. Hidden attributes: can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points: 0 skills, none skill points, 0. Card: 2-star card Minotaur. Warm reminder: each attribute of a normal person is 5. Full value is 100. The character's full level is 50. Wang Feng stared at his attributes blankly. He was so weak that he was indeed an otaku who had no power to hold a chicken. "Hey, wait a minute, my lucky value. Can't check it? System, are you kidding me?" He dissatisfied. "The system, it's too much, show my lucky value, or can you tell me what my lucky value is?" The system said coldly, "Sorry, the rules are set, no comment." Miser. King is a man who claims to have full lucky points. Could it be that his lucky points are already full, so he can't change it? Wang Feng curled his lips. "System, is there a way to quickly improve my attributes? This weak chicken-like attribute is really dazzling. Let's be a normal person anyway." Host uses cards to get corresponding experience points to upgrade. After the host character is upgraded, there are certain attribute points and skill points. You can add attribute points to the attributes of the place you want to upgrade. Note: how much experience points you get depends on the card star level and card character influence. Experience points, attribute points, skill points. What? Wang Feng lifted his spirits. "System, talk about it carefully." The biggest innovation in this game that distinguishes this game from other games is that the upgrade system does not adopt traditional monster killing upgrades. It innovatively introduces card consumption upgrades. After the host collects the cards, they will get a certain amount of experience after using the cards to improve the role level. Each time you level up, you can get a certain attribute point and skill point, which can be used to improve the host attribute and skill level. Warm reminder: the host can also improve the attribute through exercise and practice on weekdays. The system explained it. Wang Feng nodded clearly. To put it simply, there are 2 ways to improve your ability. One is to collect card upgrades to get attribute points, and the other is to practice and exercise yourself to improve your attributes. At the same time, after comprehending the skills, the skill level is cleared. The power is greatly reduced. If you need to upgrade, you need to use skill points. His eyes are shining, and it is not a dream to become a Superman. "System, I ask you, is there any limit to the possession of card characters? The only restriction: you must own the card." Nonsense. Wang Feng flipped through Byakugan and became interested again. "Then let me possess my body once for free, as a demonstration." "Sorry, this system does not provide demonstration opportunities. If the host wants to be possessed, please consume the cards." The iron cock system is unbreakable. Wang Feng complained in his heart, and he lazily said, "Didn't I collect a 2-star Minotaur card today? I use that card to possess my body now." Ding. The card character possesses. The interface in front of him quickly jumped out of a page, consisting of a grid, which is a card storage cell that comes with the system. There is only a solitary card on the cell, the 2-star Minotaur card. Minotaur card. Background: this is a bull in a bullring. After being teased by a bullfighter, he turns into a weird man. He hates and destroys all the red objects in front of him. Skills: 1. Passive: trample, continuous damage to surrounding buildings. 2. Active skill: brutal collision, Use the top of the head as a weapon to attack the enemy. Comprehensive evaluation. 2 stars. Well, it's similar to the ability displayed by the Minotaur. Wait a minute, trampling will cause continuous damage to the surrounding buildings. And, is it a passive skill? Wang Feng was dumbfounded, and his heart secretly said something was wrong. The card character is successfully possessed. Ding. Consume a 2-star card and gain 1248 experience points. Ding. Congratulations to the host. Upgrade to level 3, get 10 attribute points and 2 skill points. Ding. Host has failed to comprehend the card character skills. Several consecutive system mechanical prompts sounded. Wang Fengsha felt that his body was injected with a certain mysterious power. He was extremely comfortable, and he had the urge to thump his chest and roar. Click. Click. However, before he vented his passion for gaining power, the floor under his feet cracked suddenly, and those cracks spread quickly. After a while, the floor of his house was covered with cracks, like a spider web. Grass. He stared blankly at the continuous cracks, his face went dark, knowing that it was the Minotaur's passive skill after being possessed. Trampling was exerting its power, which caused his home to be continuously destroyed. Paralyzed. How come no one told me that this kind of operation would happen if the card character possessed? Boom. There was a sound of collapse. What? Under Wang Feng's feet, the floor of his house completely cracked. In an instant, he lost weight and fell directly from the 2nd floor to the 1st floor. However, there was no pain on his body, because the defense of the Minotaur was also added to him. The Minotaur can resist a shot of the water iron cannon without being damaged, and Wang Feng's fall of this degree is not worth mentioning. Well, if this goes on, my home must all collapse. He got up and cursed, the system, can you withdraw the card or revoke the card possession? Once a card character is possessed, unless the card energy is exhausted, it can't be stopped. The system sounded coldly as if gloating. When will the energy of that card run out? Theoretically, the energy of a 1-star card can last for 1 hour, and a 2-star card can last for 2 hours. However, if the host actively uses the card character skills, it will speed up the energy consumption of the card. In order not to harm his home anymore, Wang Feng decisively ran to the street in front of the door. In the middle of the night, there were no pedestrians in the street. He gritted his teeth and slammed his head against the ground. Brutal crash. Rumble. Wang Feng directly knocked out a hole in the street ground, and then he tilted his head to the other side, slammed and banged. The silent street suddenly made bursts of explosions, and the surrounding neighbors were all awakened. They opened the windows one by one, and saw that the day-to-day streets were now devastated. In the dusty sky, a human-shaped shadow kept hitting the street. Knock out holes one by one. It's a weirdo. Please notify the Heroes Association and let them dispatch heroes to destroy. God bless you, don't weird people stare at my house. The street residents were stunned, hiding in their homes shiveringly, praying for God's blessings, are calling the Heroes Association and so on. Headquarters of the Heroes Association of City A. Jingle bell. The Heroes Association customer service hotline kept ringing. Hey, hello, this is the headquarters of the Heroes Association. Huh? You said that weird people appeared in the east city of M City. Well, we have understood the situation and will immediately send people to verify and notify the recent heroes to destroy the weird people. Please rest assured, our Heroes Association aims to protect the safety of the people, and we will eliminate the weird people as soon as possible. The customer service lady of the Heroes Association is wearing a black tight-fitting suit skirt with a white shirt inside. What's interesting is that the black suit jacket of the association girls is uniformly open, and the white shirt is supported by the chest, so she is the first to see the Heroes Association girls. The eyes are usually attracted by the white rising above their chests. Of course, except for the flat-breasted girl. Deputy Minister Jace. According to reports from citizens, weird people appeared on Dongcheng Street in M City. After the customer service lady hung up the phone, she immediately reported to Jace, the deputy director of the operation department of the association. The Heroes Association has many departments, such as the operations department, the finance department, and the operations department. The operations department is responsible for fighting against strangers. It has a subordinate hero management group and intelligence group. Among them, the director of the operations department is Ziki. East City. Jace's face full of stubble Chinese characters tightened. Immediately call nearby cameras to verify the situation, and evaluate the level of the weird according to the degree of the weird disaster, and check whether there are heroes moving near the place where the weird appears. Yes. Maria, who is in charge of the information management and monitoring of the weirdo, nodded, and immediately directed the computer operation staff to get busy immediately. The sound of crackling and keyboarding continued to sound. The live video was sent over. In the video, the street was dusty, and it was unclear. I saw a looming figure busy in the dust. The weirdo is there. The staff quickly assessed the situation on the spot as seen by the camera, and concluded after a long time that the level of the weird person was tiger level. Issue the weirdo alert immediately, Jess commanded. Clear. Maria immediately joined the M-City alarm notifier. In all major cities, the Heroes Association installed an alarm notifier similar to a TV tower. The sound of the alarm notifier can be heard throughout the city to inform the strangers in place and remind everyone to be safe. Measure. Attention residents of City M, and residents of City M. The Heroes Association has notified urgently that tiger-level monsters have appeared in Dongcheng Street. The Heroes Association is currently dispatching heroes to destroy the monsters. Before the monsters are eliminated, please stay away from the streets of Dongcheng. After Maria and the M-City alarm notifier, the residents were dispersed through the alarm notifier. The nearby hero. No one within a kilometer. Expanded to within 1 kilometer. On the other side, the staff is searching for heroes who are active near the east city of M-City. Standing behind Jess, Collison, who is in charge of hero management, stared at the east city area of M-City on Jess's computer screen, and said quietly, "By the way, M-City East City. As King's residence, right?" "What? You said that King, who is known as the strongest man on the surface, lives in the east city of M-City?" Jace was astonished. Coulson nodded, looking at the address reported by the residents. It is indeed near King's residence. Jace promptly commanded. Call King immediately and ask King to take action to eliminate the weirdo. Yes. Maria tapped a few slender fingers on the computer, and Jace's computer screen immediately showed that he was calling King. In the world of One Punch Man, science and technology are very advanced, and even smart robots have appeared. However, advanced technology has not been popularized. It is only used in a few higher institutions and companies. The popularization of technology in the private sector is the same as that of the Earth. Computers, cars, etc. are all complete. The only regret is that there are no online game developers in this world. The role of the computer is to check information or chat on the internet. As a result, King can only play home game consoles at home and play games such as Street King of Fighters with the handle online games. Sometimes I think about it. Maybe developing an online game similar to League of Legends in the One Punch Man world will be a big hit. If Saitama plays League of Legends, he will definitely fall in love with the role of the blind monk. Attention residents of City M, and residents of City M. The Heroes Association has notified all residents that tiger-level weird people have appeared on Dongcheng Street. The Heroes Association is currently dispatching heroes to eliminate weird people. Before weird people are eliminated, please stay away from Dongcheng Street. Huh. What? Wang Feng raised his head and turned his ears. Weird people appear again in M-City. Where is it? He was taken aback for a moment, and shook his head. Just leave it alone, it didn't affect me anyway. He shook his head, slammed again, and continued to hit the street. Under the influence of the brutal collision and trampling, the kilometer street in front of his house had appeared as many holes. Under the influence of the trampling and the brutal collision, he transformed into a bulldozer, rumbling all the way to clean the streets. Jingle bell. Just as he was very busy, the phone bell inside his clothes rang suddenly. He took a breath, took out the phone and pressed the hands free. Hey, who? His head hit the street again. Rumble. Is it King? Jace asked cautiously. Yes, it's me. Tell me if you have something, I'm busy. Wang Feng slammed his head on the ground and replied casually. Boom. Inside the Heroes Association headquarters, Jess, Collison, Maria and others were in a daze, and the computer audio continued to emit various bursts. Maria hesitated. King seems to be fighting with people? It's possible. Jace's eyes lit up. The weird man appeared near King's house. Maybe King had already taken action after he discovered it, and he is now destroying the weird man. What are you whispering? Speak louder, my side is very noisy, I can't hear you. Wang Feng's voice yelled from the screen. Jace shouted into the microphone. King, a tiger-class stranger appeared near your house. The association hopes that you can take action to eliminate the stranger. Weird people appeared near me. Wang Feng was startled. It turned out that the weird man in the alert had appeared near his home. Jace and they looked at each other. Isn't King fighting the weird people they identified? What kind of weirdo? He was nervous, estimating the remaining energy of the card. There is not much left, It was dark in the middle of winter, and bad luck. It's not certain for the time being. That weird man is continuing to destroy the streets of Dongcheng, causing smoke and dust. The weird man is very cunning, hiding in it, making it impossible to distinguish his face. East City. Destroy the streets. Wang Feng was startled. Why did he sound like he was talking about himself? When he looked up, the smoke and dust covered the sky and the moon. He also couldn't see the surrounding situation, FCK. Just like the freak scene described by Jace. Did the weirdo break holes in the street? He asked tentatively. Yes, the entire street was almost completely destroyed, and the disaster level has reached tiger level. Wang Feng was silent for a moment, and said quietly, "You can withdraw from the surveillance. The weirdo will not destroy the streets." He felt that the power in his body was being lost, and he no longer needed to actively use skills to consume energy. "Ah? Could it be King? You have eliminated the weirdo?" Jace said in surprise. Wang Feng touched the tip of his nose, and was not ashamed to tell Jace that the so-called weird man was him. "Thank you, Mr. King, for working for the safety of the people. The heroes in our association should learn from Mr. King's spirit and put people's safety and the elimination of disasters first in their hearts." Not speaking is acquiescence, Jace thinks so. Wang Feng. Jace made his old face redden with praise. "Thank you again for your dedication and good night." Seeing Wang Feng kept silent, Jace thought Wang Feng was bored, so he hung up the call very sensibly. Inside the Heroes Association headquarters, Jace smiled and said, "The weirdo has been wiped out. Maria, please check." Okay. Maria watched the video near Dongcheng Street. The rumbling noise had disappeared. The dust in the sky was also gradually dissipating, and the figure in the dust disappeared. "Report to the deputy minister. The stranger has been lost, but the body of the stranger can't be found." Huh. How could this be? Jace frowned, his face full of confusion. "Well, it's normal to find a dead body. You forgot what King's trick is." Collison smiled. Maria and Jace's eyes lit up, and they said in unison, "Purgatory Warrior's explosive heatwave cannon." Yes, it is rumored that if this trick comes out, everything that stands in front of it will be wiped out. It is estimated that the weird person has drifted away with the wind. Collison pushed his glasses. The middle-pointed blonde was attractive. "Okay, deserves to be king." Jace laughed. "Quickly, issue a notice to inform the residents of M City that the weird people have been wiped out." "I will do it right away." Maria flicked her short dark green hair, and a smile appeared on her pretty face. "Well, since the weirdos have been eliminated, I went back to sleep. Recently, the signs of weird activities have become more frequent, and I am exhausted." Coulson stretched and turned to leave the war room. Maria reconnected to the M City alarm notification device and notified the citizens with a sweet voice. "City M residents, please note. M City residents, please note that the tiger-level monsters that appeared in the East City of M City have been wiped out by the S-level Hero King, and the East City is safe. Please rest assured." Wang Feng was thinking about how to make up for the fault of destroying the street at home, and he was shocked when he heard the alarm notification. That's a joke. It's so big. He became a weird and a hero, playing two roles. The most important thing is to win both fame and fortune. It's like a joke. Oh yeah. The weirdo was wiped out by King. Great, long live King. Oh, King actually appeared on our street just now. I didn't even have time to take a look. I hate it. Wang Feng was lying on his sofa, listening to the faint cheers around his ears, staring blankly at the hole on the second floor, and sighed for a long time. "For your worship, the old man." Ashamed. He sat up, took out his cell phone and called the contact number of the Heroes Association headquarters. Toot. "Hello. This is the headquarters of the Heroes Association. Can I help you?" Wang Feng said. "I am King." "Ah. What did you say?" The customer service lady was obviously taken aback by this name. "You. Who do you say you are?" Wang Feng said helplessly. "I am King. Please let your person in charge answer." "Ah? Oh, please. Please wait a moment. I will inform my boss immediately." The customer service lady stammered excitedly. Headquarters of the Heroes Association of City A. The customer service lady reported to Maria excitedly. "Miss Maria, the S-Class Hero King called and asked to speak with Mr. Sick. Zeki, the chairman of the Disaster Prevention and Control Committee of the Heroes Association, the minister of the First Operations Department, and one of the senior leaders of the proper association, has great powers and is responsible for eliminating and preventing various disasters. Weird disasters, natural disasters, etc. Can you be sure that the other party is Mr. King?" Maria's face was shocked. The Heroes Association has a total of more than a dozen S-rank heroes scattered in various cities. The purpose is to ensure that there are characters as strong as nuclear weapons in a certain area to deter strangers. King lives in M City, and his deterrence radiates to the surrounding cities. Report. Ms. Maria, after verification, the access phone is indeed near King's home, and the phone number is indeed King's number. We will call in front of us soon, and it is judged that the target is most likely King himself. Just as Maria's words were asked, the staff on the other side had already carried out satellite positioning of King's phone and found out that it was indeed near King's home. Well, I understand. I will notify Mr. CIC right away. Maria nodded and immediately commanded. Yes. A staff member left the war room to notify CIC, who was sleeping. After a while, CIC came in a hurry and said, "Take King's call." He took his seat. "Hey, this is Siki, is it Mr. King?" "Yes, it's me." "Mr. King, I don't know if it's so late. Do you have any important things?" Siki was puzzled, but also a little nervous. The S-level heroes have the ability to reach the sky. Generally, there is nothing to trouble the Heroes Association. You can call the Heroes Association for help. Things are usually big troubles. "Oh, that's the case. The street in front of my house is seriously damaged. I hope to pay to repair the street." After all, Wang Feng was a little embarrassed about his destruction of the street and decided to pay to repair the street. "The street is damaged? Repair? It's just. That's it." Ziki was startled. Does this trivial matter need to call the headquarters? Maria also froze for a moment. A few hours have passed since the incident of a tiger-class stranger in M City. Of course, she knew the street conditions, Wang Feng said. "Minister Ziki, I want to report something to you." She reported to Ziki in detail about the tiger-level weird in M City a few hours ago, and finally said, "Mr. King eliminated the weird, probably because she thought it was in her heart. The damage to the street was caused by fighting with weirdos, and I felt guilty, so I had the idea of spending money to rebuild the street." "Oh, I got it." Shi-Chi realized and moved. "Mr. King, you are really a great hero, but your duty is to eliminate weird people. Street restoration is the work of our association and the government. Our association and the government will repair the streets and strive for the short term, restore their original appearance in time." What is this guy talking about? Wang Feng was stunned. He just donated money to buy peace of mind under his guilt. What are you talking about a lot of inexplicable things for? "I know. Mr. King feels extremely guilty for destroying the street after the battle, but in the process of fighting with weirdos, it will inevitably cause damage to the surrounding buildings. No one can avoid it. You don't need to blame yourself, and the people will never blame the protection. You who are safe for them. Ziki deserves to be the leader." After opening the chat box, he was out of control. "Stop." Wang Feng was full of black lines, and said in a bad mood, "You tell me directly which account should be entered if you donate money." Ziki solemnly said, "Mr. King, our Hero Association must not accept your donations. The hero's duty is to eliminate disasters, and our association's duty is to do a good job in the aftermath. Now, you have done your job well. Except the repairs to the streets are the work of our association, not Mr. King's responsibility." Wang Feng made Ziki amused. "Mr. Ziki, let me tell you the truth. The street was not destroyed by any weird person at all, but the result of my own damage." "Is that so?" Ziki was silent for a few seconds and enlightened. "Mr. King, since the establishment of the Heroes Association, I have been engaged in and commanding the post of chairperson of the Disaster Prevention Committee. It is clear that your heroes will take action when facing weird people. The power of will inevitably damage the surrounding buildings and environment. However, for the sake of world peace and the lives of residents, these damages are very worthwhile. No one will blame you, and you don't need to blame yourself." Wang Feng is speechless. He just wants to donate money. Why is it so difficult? Besides, don't you seniors take more money? What the hell is this refusal? Are you a fake senior? He powerlessly said, "I confess that the destruction of the streets was not caused by me and the weirdos. There is no such thing as a tiger-level weirdo. I am the only one from beginning to end. I smashed the streets with my own hands. Do you understand?" "Well, I already understand Mr. King's painstaking efforts," Ziki said seriously. "You are really a respectable hero. In order to donate money to build roads, you abruptly lied and took the responsibility for street damage on yourself. Spirit. Toot." Wang Feng couldn't listen anymore, so he hung up the phone, paralyzed. It would be too troublesome to donate money. Inside the Heroes Association headquarters, Ziki glanced at the hung-up phone in a daze, and said with emotion, Mr. King is really an amazing hero. Other heroes have caused damage to surrounding buildings in the battle to eliminate weird people. He always takes it for granted, so every time any action will be unscrupulous and cause great losses. Let our association wipe our butts afterwards, and let many people complain about us. But Mr. King only destroyed a corner of the street, and he felt guilty and decided to donate money to build roads. Mr. King, really, this is the hero example of our Heroes Association, which makes you admire it. Yes, Mr. King is really amazing. Maria nodded in agreement, and Xing's eyes showed a gleam of worship. It's just that if Wang Feng is allowed to know what Ziki and the others think, he will yell silently. This misunderstanding, it's too big. Let's inquire about the government department responsible for restoring the streets tomorrow. Wang Feng put the phone away and opened his attribute panel. Name: Wang Feng. English name: King. Level 3. Experience value: 6,481,000. Stamina: 3. Strength: 2. Speed: 3. Defense: 1. Lucky value: hidden attributes, can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points: 10 skills, none skill points, 2. Card: none warm reminder. Each attribute of a normal person is 5. Full value is 100. It only consumes a 2-star card to rise to level 3. It seems that the early stage leveling of any game is very simple. Well, I already have 10 attribute points, which attribute should I choose? Wang Feng touched his chin, thinking about which attribute increase can maximize the benefits. For his own safety, he did not hesitate to add all 10 attribute points to the speed. UI. To escape this profound skill requires more speed. Quick. Hey, why did my physical strength, and defense add a little bit of attribute points inexplicably? He added all 10 attribute points to the speed item, but suddenly found that the 3 attributes of physical strength, and defense had increased a little at the same time for no reason. Now, his property board is as follows. Name: Wang Feng. English name: King. Level 3. Experience value: 6481000. Stamina: 4. Strength: 3. Speed: 13. Defense: 2. Lucky value: hidden attributes, can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points: 0 skills, none skill points, 2. Card: none. He stared carefully a few times, affirming that his strength, stamina, and defense each magically automatically added a little attribute. System: shouldn't it come out to explain 1 or 2? I didn't add attribute points to it, and I didn't exercise. Why did my own attributes suddenly increase? Is there a third way to improve attributes? Ding. When designing this game, certain scientific elements have been added. Your speed will be greatly accelerated, which is bound to increase your physical fitness. Then it will trigger a chain reaction, your physical fitness will improve, and your physical strength, and defense will also be improved. The system explains the game settings coldly. It seems to make sense. Wang Feng thought about it carefully. The systematic explanation is somewhat reasonable. Human speed, strength, physical strength and defense are related. After a substantial increase in one aspect, it will inevitably lead to an increase in other aspects. I don't know how fast I am now. According to the system setting, the number of points for each attribute of a normal person is about 5, and his speed point suddenly rises to 13, that is to say, he has surpassed the normal person in terms of speed. He jumped up from the sofa and jumped on the floor twice, feeling that his leg strength has increased a lot, and he immediately wanted to try his full running speed. I don't know if there is the speed of Earthbolt. He got dressed, put on a black cap that concealed his appearance, went out, stepped on the gravel through the broken street, and came to another street. At this time, there was a glimmer of light in the sky, and dawn was approaching. Take a morning jog. Wang Feng did a warm-up exercise, then pointed in one direction and ran with all his strength. The whole person shot out like an arrow, and the strong wind blew around his ears, and the buildings on both sides quickly moved backwards. It's so cool, if I return to Earth, I will definitely be the king of speed. He roared, and ran harder under his feet, experiencing the feeling of flying. Click. Just as he was running at full strength, the door of a fast food restaurant in front of Kenji suddenly opened, and a young man who looked like a clown actor staggered out of it. The young man wears a round Coke paper cup shell that is common in KFC fast food restaurants on Earth on weekdays. The Coke paper cup coat is blue all over, and the words, funny, meaning funeral, are written on it. The young man's face seems to be inlaid with Coke. On the paper cup, limbs stick out from the paper cup, and a long blue curved straw is inserted into the Coke paper cup. He was holding 2 glasses of Coke in his hand and tasting it with relish. His face was flushed, and he walked staggering, as if drunk. Huh. Get out of the way. When Wang Feng saw the young man, he slammed the brakes to stop. However, the huge inertia made him continue to rush forward and directly hit the young man, and the two fell to the ground together. Ouch. Wang Feng was not injured because there was a young man at the bottom, but the impact just made him a little bit painful. He stood up and rubbed the impact site. Seeing that the young man was still lying on the ground, he suddenly stepped forward to help the young man. Brother, are you okay? However, as soon as he stretched out his hand, he froze immediately. He was surprised to find that the young man lying on the ground seemed to be not a clown actor wearing a Coke cup costume. There was no gap between the young man's exposed limbs and the Coke cup, and they were seamlessly connected. And more importantly, the blood oozing out of the young man's bruised arm due to a fall is not red, but dark brown like a cola. This guy is weird. Without thinking about it, Wang Feng immediately judged that the young man was a Coke weirdo at all. Mom. Damn, what the hell is? Which bastard dares to hit you with Coke? Uncle Coke weird. Uncle I kill you. The young man was ready to stand up with his hands on the ground, but he seemed to be drunk, his body swayed, and his speech was also full of drunken troubles. Run. This was the only thought that came up in Wang Feng's mind. Even if the Coke weirdo is the lowest level wolf level weirdo, it is not an object he can deal with. Now he faces the weirdo and only has to run away. If he can't run away, I can only pray for Saitama to appear like a god to defeat the weirdo. The Coke weird in front of him seemed to be drunk after drinking Coke and was unconscious. Taking this opportunity to run quickly is the best strategy. Uncle is going to kill you. At this moment, the straw on the top of the Coke monster's head turned suddenly, bursting out dark brown cola. Those cola were powerful, comparable to machine guns, and holes were left in the surrounding walls. Well, I can't run. Wang Feng, who had just raised his foot and was about to run away, was so scared that he scrambled with his head, and subconsciously jumped to the Kenji who opened the store door, jumped into the Kenji store, found a corner and hid, praying for Coke in his heart. The weirdo never find out his existence. 2222222. His heartbeat speeds up suddenly, and the sound of his heartbeat bursts out of his chest and reverberates in Kenji. This is an old problem left by King. Whenever he encounters tension, fear, excitement, etc., it will cause his fast heartbeat. And then the heartbeat was too loud and burst out of the chest. It sounded like the sound of the engine starting, so it was hailed as the Emperor engine. The people generally believe that when the king launches the Imperial engine, it is entering a state of war. In fact, this is just the people's wishful thinking. It is actually the result of excessive heartbeat caused by the king's fear and rapid heartbeat. At this moment, Wang Feng's heartbeat was very fast, and his heartbeat was rippling. Fortunately, the Coke weird straw shot also made sudden noises to assimilate and cover up his heartbeat. Asshole, it's, who hit me, hurry up. Get out of here, get out. When the Coke weird stood up and found that there was no one around him, he was furious. The anger and drunkenness caused him to act unscrupulously. The straw above his head shot 360 degrees. Suddenly, bump. The surrounding building glass shattered all over the floor, leaving holes in the walls. Weirdo, weird. Quickly, notify the Heroes Association. Don't sleep in the middle of the night, this weird man is crazy. A series of shooting sounds awakened the surrounding residents. They secretly opened the window to observe, and were horrified to find that it was a Coke weirdo. They were so scared that they immediately hid in the room and called the Heroes Association to dispatch heroes to destroy the weird. Well, I'm too unlucky. Even if you go out for a morning jog, you can meet weird people. In previous lives, some people said that King is a physique off-inducing strangers. There are also weird people at home who come here for no reason. Wang Feng hid in the corner, pressing the peaked cap on his head, quietly listening to the machine gun-like shooting on the street. He had a headache. After only a few days after he was attached to King, he met two weird people. Know whether to say good luck or bad luck. Jingle bell. Just as he prayed that the weirdo would leave soon, the phone bell suddenly rang, and Wang Feng was startled. He stared at the Heroes Association, just marked on the phone screen. He twitched the corner of his mouth and was in great trouble. Hey, look for. Found you, damn bastard. Headquarters of the Heroes Association of City A. Jingle bell. A bell rang, and the customer service lady connected. Hello, this is the Heroes Association, can I help you? City M. Weird people appeared in City M. The police resident on the other end of the phone yelled in horror. A weird person appeared in M City. The customer service lady was surprised and asked quickly, "This gentleman, please calm down and tell us in detail the address of the weird person and the situation on the scene." "Okay. Well, the weirdo it's a coke weirdo. He appeared on the street next to the East City. The straw above his head can shoot like a machine gun. The situation on the scene is in a mess. Please hurry up and dispatch heroes to eliminate the weird." "Okay, we understand. Don't worry, we will dispatch heroes as soon as possible. During the time when the weird people are eliminated, please be careful of your safety. Goodbye." After the customer service lady comforted the residents, she immediately hung up the phone and reported the residents' alarm situation to Maria, who was on duty. "M City again?" Maria tucked her fine short hair, rubbed her temples, her pretty face was exhausted, beside the streets of Dongcheng. "Should we ask the king to do it again?" "Team Maria, there are no heroes near the East City. If you want to quickly eliminate the weird people, you can only ask King to shoot." The customer service lady hesitated. "Should you report to the deputy minister and the minister?" "No, they are already asleep. Don't bother them with this little thing." Maria waved her hand and said decisively, "Call King and ask him to take action to destroy the weird." "Yes." The customer service lady immediately executed the order. Jingle bell. The call was quickly connected, and the ringtone kept ringing in the silent command room, but no one answered it. It seemed that King was not next to the phone, and was even hung up after a while. Hung up. Maria Lu frowned. Quickly, assess the level of the weirdo, contact the nearest hero nearby, and notify the police department to protect civilians. After losing the nuclear weapon of King, she successively issued several orders to strictly follow the association's process of eliminating weird people to ensure that weird people are eliminated in the shortest time and to ensure the personal safety of residents. "Hey. Hee, looking for you, damn bastard." Wang Feng's heart tensed, and he hung up the phone of the Heroes Association. At the same time, he carefully probed the situation of the coke weird. Hearing the sound, the coke weird figured out his position. With a cruel smile, the straw on top of his head turned to Wang Feng's position, bursting with coke bubbles, and shooting coke bullets at any time. F***CK. Dead. Wang Feng's eyes widened and his chest made a unique noise. He quickly scanned the escape route. After a while, he found out crying without tears that his position had no retreat. If he wanted to run, he could only leave through the gate. "Saitama, you're so bald, you're about to show up." As a last resort, he used the bald head summoning forbidden technique, but it was passive, and the active summoning had no effect, and Saitama did not appear. However, although Saitama did not appear, another Wang Feng, destined person, suddenly fell from the sky. For some reason, the Kenji sign fell down with a slap, and slammed directly on the coke weirdo with a slap. The coke splashed all over and it was horrible. As this smashed to death. Wang Feng stared blankly at the coke weirdo who was hit by Kengeki's sign. His expression was weird. At this moment, the coke barrel on the coke weirdo was smashed by 1/3, and the young face of the coke weirdo was even more distorted like an abstract painting. The dark brown coke equivalent to blood smashed across the ground, and the coke weird fell to the ground, motionless, presumably. It hung up. Ding dong. There are weird cards nearby that can be converted, please go and convert. Wang Feng waited for a long time and didn't see the coke weirdo move. It was not until the system sounded that he was sure that the coke weird was dead. He breathed a sigh of relief, with a kind of fortunate escape. It turns out that it's your own death. He got out of Kenji and came to the side of the coke weird, and he was prompted by the system to obtain a 1-star card coke weird. He looked at the fallen Kenji sign and found a fixed sign. There were a lot of bullet shooting marks on the bracket. The young man unconsciously shot indiscriminately while drunk, causing the sign to loosen and fall. The young man was really dead. Hey, at the same time, Tianya is on the ground. He stared at the miserable appearance of being killed by KFC's sign, and he couldn't help but think of his journey through the journey. He was also killed by KFC's sign, and he was a little bit sorrowful. For the sake of everyone's death, I will observe 3 seconds of silence for you. Wang Feng took off his peaked cap and bowed slightly to the coke stranger, expressing his sincere sorrow. That is King. Wow, it's King. King killed the coke weirdo. Long live King. The people who have been secretly observing the situation of the coke weird are wondering why the coke weird suddenly turned off and faced the Kenji restaurant. They did not expect to find that the coke weird was killed by the Kenji sign in the next second. Just when they thought the coke weird had died inexplicably at that time, Wang Feng appeared, and unluckily took off his hat in silence, and was recognized by the residents at once, so the residents naturally assigned the credit for killing the cola weird to Wang Feng. Well? Wang Feng glanced blankly at the cheering residents in the surrounding buildings. How could the credit for killing the weird person be pushed on me again? I really didn't do anything. Son, at this time, a stern cry sounded. Wang Feng was stunned, turned around and turned his head quickly, and saw a middle-aged man who also appeared to be wearing a clown suit was standing not far from him, except that the middle-aged man was wearing a green Sprite bucket with the label, blood, on his stomach. The word, buy, means that a green straw is inserted on the top of the green Sprite lid. The straw is a circle larger than the young blue straw, which seems to indicate that it is more powerful. The middle-aged Sprite stranger looked at his tragically dying son with a full face of grief. He was full of anger, his eyes were red, and he stared at Wang Feng fiercely, saying, I want you die. The green straw on top of his head splashed out transparent Sprite, as if a volcano hidden underground erupted at any time. Hey, wait a minute, I didn't kill your son. Wang Feng looked dumbfounded and waved his hand to deny. Who knows, his sentence, I didn't kill your son, has not yet been uttered. A billboard suddenly appeared in his sight and slammed directly on the head of the middle-aged Sprite monster. Sprite splashed everywhere, and the transparent Sprite dripped all over the floor. Ding dong. There are weird cards nearby that can be converted. Please go to the conversion. The system prompts without emotion again. Needless to say, the middle-aged Sprite weird also died. Wow. The residents saw that King stretched out his hand easily and wiped out the weirdo, and they suddenly boiled. King. I want to give you a monkey. King, please accept me as a disciple. I am willing to be a cow and a horse for you. The strongest man King. Listening to the cheers from the upstairs and downstairs, Wang Feng was very embarrassed. What an accident. Ding. Congratulations to Speed for getting a 2-star card Sprite monster. He went up and touched the middle-aged Sprite monster, and obtained another monster card. At the same time, he curiously squeezed the skin of the Sprite monster and found that the shell resembling a Sprite barrel was plastic. When he was curious, he again touched the outer shell of the Coke weirdo, and it was actually made of paper. It seems that although their attack is strong, their defense is a major weakness. It is no wonder that the father and son will be killed by signs and billboards. Moreover, he scanned the steel frame of the billboard a few times, and the conspicuous bullet marks let him know the reason why the billboard fell. The Coke weirdo not only killed himself, but also killed his father indirectly, cheating. La la la, Coke, Sprite, it's almost dawn, you two bastards don't come back soon. At the entrance of the street, a cylindrical figure walked from a distance, shouting the names of Coke and Sprite at the same time. It seemed that the elders of the family went out to look for the bear child who had not returned home for a long time. Well, is there another? Grandpa. Wang Feng's face turned black all of a sudden, which was unlucky. Son. There was another scream. Sure enough. Grandpa. Wang Feng twitched at the corner of his mouth, ha ha da. The weird person who appeared in front of him was like a large light yellow Fanta can. He opened the tab on his head and inserted a yellow straw. His face was old, and the aluminum flakes on his stomach said, Funda, furiously. 2 words. Son. The old Fanta weird pounced on the Sprite weird and wailed in pain. Sanching. Wang Feng stepped back subconsciously and looked at the grieving old Fanta weird awkwardly. He wanted to explain that he was not the murderer, but he was afraid that the description would get darker. Huh. Funeral, my good son. The old Fanta weird raised his head and stared at Wang Feng fiercely. He didn't know that he saw the same tragic death of Cola weird not far away. Wait a minute. Good son? F*K, aren't you grandpa? Shouldn't it be called grandson? Wang Feng was stunned. If he remembered correctly, the middle-aged Sprite weird should be the son of the Coke weirdo just now. How could the old Fanta weird call both the Sprite weird and the Coke weird son? Your family relationship is a bit messy. He glanced at the middle-aged Sprite weird with a green lid on his head pityingly. It was really, if you want to live a good life, you must have a little green on your head. You killed my 2 sons, you. Damn it. I'm going to be at your grave tonight. The old Fanta weird can hear a grumbling, boiling sound from the inside of the can, and the yellow straw makes a pumping, steam sound. After a while, with the grumbling sound, a ball of yellow liquid the size of a basketball comes from the straw was squeezed up, and it felt like putting a ping-pong ball into a slender straw with a tumor protruding in the middle. Hiss. Wang Feng took a breath of air conditioning, and at the same time his heartbeat increased, making a "sud" muffled sound. Judging from the situation of the Coke weirdo, their soda is equivalent to gunpowder. Using the same method of squeezing toothpaste from the Fanta weirdo, he estimated that it would be able to squeeze it for a while. A cannonball fired from the straw, shattering his body. Fei Shui in June. I really didn't kill your two sons, old man, you have to calm down. He quickly shook his hand and denied that he was the murderer, but said another sentence, I didn't kill your son. A white angel suddenly appeared in his field of vision, and an outdoor air conditioning unit fell from the sky. It hit the old Fanta weird all at once, and Fanta soda splashed all over. Ah caca. However, he deserves to be a weird grandfather who was hit by an air conditioner and did not die immediately. This. Wang Feng stared blankly at the old Fanta weird who was struggling to get up. Would you like to go up and help? Afraid of being corrupted, forget it. Reminder. The description in parenthesis is a joke version. Please don't worry about it. Do you want to make a knife? Wait online, it's anxious. Wang Feng took a picture and sent it to the internet for help. Run away. Otherwise, waiting for the old weirdo to stand up for a while, he will definitely kill himself. He turned around to escape. Boom. Suddenly, the cannonball that the old Fanta weird had squeezed into the straw for a long time was broken because the straw was broken by the air conditioner, so that it could no longer be squeezed. It exploded and Fanta soda splashed all over. Wang Feng looked back at the farce-like scene dumbfounded. The old Fanta weird was battered by his own cannonballs. Ding dong. There are weird cards nearby that can be converted, please go to the conversion. Today is April Fool's Day? Are weirdos making fun of their lives? He couldn't laugh or cry, and a family of 3 fell into the sky falling objects inexplicably. Sure enough, it makes sense for the teacher to teach us to be careful of falling objects from the sky. You guys rest in peace. He stepped forward and touched a handful of old Fanta weirdos and got a 2-star card, Fanta Weird. At the same time, he found that the outer shell of the old Fanta Weird was made of aluminum. It is no wonder that it is more resistant to beating than Sprite and Coke Weirdo, and has a higher defense. Cut. He glanced at the air conditioner. The bullet marks on the bracket made him speechless. Others called cheating and cheating all day long. They were actually complaining, but the Coke Weirdo was really cheating, and 2 of them were cheating and committing evil. Long live King. King must be a superpower. Look at him when he stretched out his hand. All the signs, billboards and air conditioners upstairs fell down and killed the weirdo. King must have pulled those things down with his thoughts. As expected to be the strongest man on the surface, as expected to be the idol I admire. Wait a minute. Have you just seen King turning around confidently? That's the 100% confidence of the strong in his own strength. He believes that weird people will undoubtedly die, so he will show his back. King is too strong, from strength to strength. Psychologically, it's a mess. The people seemed to be ignited all at once, and their bodies were boiling with excitement and shouting with excitement. Wang Feng saw the people dancing in the room through the window, shook his head speechlessly, put his black peaked cap on, and quickly left the scene. As for the corpses of the 3 weird people, someone would naturally take care of them afterwards. Headquarters of the Heroes Association of City A. Maria, I have notified the recent B-Class Heroes 13 Super Police Autobots to go to the weird scene. I believe we will be able to eliminate the weird soon. The staff report. Yeah. Maria nodded. By the way, what is the rating of the weirdo? According to the situation reported by the citizens, the Coke monster is only a wolf-level disaster. Okay. Always pay attention to the situation of the weirdo, and report to me if there is an emergency. Maria turned around and asked the staff at the other end. What happened to the Apple weirdo that appeared in Z City? Has it been solved by the black hole of the vest? The report shows that there is currently no feedback from the black hole of the vest in the citizens, and it is estimated that they are in battle. Okay. Continue to monitor and report on the situation. Maria rubbed her tired face and worked hard. It was almost dawn and soon someone would take over her job. Jingle bell. Suddenly, the association's alarm hotline sounded again. Hey, hello. What? A Sprite monster appeared next to Dongcheng Street in M City. Maria's heart tightened, and there was another weirdo. She didn't know if the Super Police Autobot could handle it. Wait a minute, you said that King is on the scene? And has already solved the Coke weirdo? Okay. Huh? King pulled the billboard down with superpowers and killed the Sprite weird. Thank you so much for providing us with information, What? Another Fanta weird appeared again. Can you describe the situation of Fanta weird? Huh? Dead? King used superpowers to pull an air conditioner and killed. Huh? Oh. Oh. We understand. Thank you for your support to the work of our association. Thank you. After receiving a call, the customer service lady wiped the sweat from her forehead. The content of the short call was as ups and downs as a blockbuster plot, which made people frightened. After she turned her head, she was shocked to find that many staff members in the mainland, including Maria, were looking at her. What happened? Has King set off to eliminate the weirdo? Maria asked impatiently. The customer service lady smiled. Yes, Lord Maria. According to the information provided by the citizens, King has eliminated the 3 weird people who appeared, and has left the scene now. It turns out that King is busy eliminating weird people by not answering the phone. No wonder. Maria smiled easily, remembering something suddenly, and Lou frowned. By the way, when you answered the phone, you said King used superpowers to fight? This is important information. The association has very little information about the King's battles. It only knows that no matter how strong the weirdo is, all the Kings can beat them with one punch. Based on this, it is inferred that the King is a power-type combatant. Now suddenly I heard that King will have superpowers, which has a great impact on them. The customer service lady was very affirmative. Maria, according to the information provided by the citizens, King is indeed a superpower. Dozens of people on the scene saw King use his superpowers. The matter is very important and must be investigated as soon as possible. You ask the staff of the M-City Association to go to the scene to visit King to eliminate the witnesses of the weirdo, to ensure that the news is accurate, and then we report to the minister and them. Yes. The staff led the task and went back to the computer to be busy. Various beeping sounds sounded in the combat room. After a while, the video of King killing the weirdo, the citizens secretly recorded, came over. Maria led the capable subordinates to watch the process of Wang Feng's eradication of weird people over and over again. They looked at each other. From the video, King seemed to have superpowers and could manipulate objects. In addition, the public testimony uploaded back is sufficient to prove that King is a superpower. This news is very important and needs to be reported to the minister immediately. Black Street Geek Club in M-City. This is a club that was established with waiters pretending to be weird to entertain the public. It has been very popular since its inception. The reason is that the club's waiters pretend to be weird and look exactly like weird in terms of ability and dress. The reality is that this is a place where weird people really gather. Humans have been upgraded to weird people for various reasons. Some of them are not violent and prefer a quiet life. Because they are excluded by humans, they gather together. He set up a free club to earn money for life. In the club, they have already closed business because it is approaching dawn, and they are cleaning up all the garbage left by the guests after the carnival last night. At this time, a young weirdo who looked like a carrot rushed in with a newspaper in panic, shouting, "Chairman, it's no good, the 3 soda weirdos were killed by the heroes." What? A middle-aged man who looked like a soy sauce bottle weird stood up with a gloomy face. The Heroes Association deceived people too much. In the ballroom, the weird people who were working in the ballroom stopped their work one after another, and the same hatred. Yes, the Heroes Association is too bullying. We have hid like mice. They still refuse to let us go. I can't bear it anymore. NS. We didn't kill people, and we didn't launch terrorist attacks. We just upgraded to weird people because of hobbies. What's wrong with us? Why are they hostile to us? I've had enough. Tentin clowns to please those disgusting guys, and if this continues, I'm going crazy. More than a dozen weirdos, including Apple Weirdo, Cabbage Weirdo, Wahaha Weird, Spicy Tiao Weird, and Vodka Weird, gathered together and shouted angrily, "President Candy, we want to avenge the Soda family and kill that damn hero. Yes, we want revenge. Yes, this time we must not let them go easily and let those heroes take a look at our strength." The middle-aged man, the President Kong Di, said loudly, "Okay, we don't bully others, but we never allow others to bully us. All members of our weird club are family members. To kill our members means to kill our family. Now they killing 3 of our family members at once. We will never take that damn bastard hero lightly. We are going to kill that bastard to pay homage to the family of soda weirdos. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him." The crowd was excited, and the anger of the strangers surged to their hearts. Their eyes were red, and they waved and screamed fiercely. Kill him. Kill him. The carrot monster was infected by the atmosphere, and his mood was agitated. He blushed and shouted with the crowd. "Listen to me, I know the address of the damn hero. Let's kill the door. Little Carrot Head, quickly tell the damn bastard's information. We must punish that bastard today, and scream for our weirdo club. Yes, kill him." The carrot boy weird exclaimed excitedly. I've found out. That damn bastard is nicknamed King and lives on the streets of Dongcheng. Hey, Lady Ow, get the mop for me, I will mop the floor clean. Cabbage, Apple, what are you two doing? Take the garbage out when you have time. President, we ran out of sanitary napkins, you call someone to send a few rolls over. The weirdos in the ballroom disappeared almost for a moment, sweeping the floor, wiping the table, each busy with the work at hand. Their expressions changed from anger to calm, and a little fear in the calm. The carrot boy eccentric stared blankly at such a contrasting scene, and had a good reaction. President, when shall we kill the door to avenge the Soda family? When did we say we went to the door? President Candy said with a serious face. Little carrot head, do you still remember the regulation of Article 37, Article 7 of our club? All club members are not allowed to go out at will. The Association of Heroes is the enemy, and violators are immediately expelled from the club. In other words, the Soda family is no longer a member of our club when it violated the rules. What? The carrot weird looked at a loss. Isn't our club only 35 rules? When are there 37 articles? He nodded seemingly. Oh, I seem to understand. Well, you are a good boy, you have to obey the rules of our club. Candy glanced at the carrot monster with admiration, and at the same time he breathed a sigh of relief. What international joke is he making? Who is king? Known as the strongest man on the surface, no matter how rich the weird people are, they are all hit by a punch when they encounter the king. What is the difference between them to provoke the king and the mobs to send experience in a group? It's like lighting a lantern in the toilet looking for death. Then, do you want to tell Mei Nyangda and wife Shi? If they knew that their husband, son, and grandson were killed by the king, I'm afraid they would be crazy. Don't tell them, but they will know sooner or later. How long can I hide it? During this time, I quickly help them find a new home, so that they can settle down, and avoid seeking revenge from King after knowing the truth and dying in vain. Headquarters of the Heroes Association of City A. What? You said King is a superpower. In the war room, CIC, Jace, Collison, and Maria gathered together, and Maria gave a report on the situation last night. According to the information provided by the citizens in our subsequent investigation, King may indeed be a superpower. Maria nodded. They had no doubt that Wang Feng killed the 3 soda monsters only because of good luck. After all, he was praised as the strongest. How could a man's king kill monsters by luck? If this is the case, then King's ranking should be improved a bit. Ziki solemnly said. King has been very active in the past few days. He has eliminated tiger-level monsters and wolf-level monsters several times. His contribution and strength are sufficient. Support his ranking up. Now King ranks 16th at the bottom of the S-level hero, which does not match his strength. Jace agreed. King's strength is enough to rank in the top 5, but because of the lack of hero activity points, he is hovering at the bottom. Regret. If he is so strong, let him be promoted to 2nd place. At this moment, a Tsunere's voice came. The 2nd place is too much, even if his strength is stronger than Tornado, but his contribution is too little after all. Forcing King to rank 2nd will upset other S-rank heroes, especially Tsunere's Tornado. Huh? Tsunere? Jess spoke quickly and said a lot of words at once. When he reacted, he only felt the surrounding air instantly dignified. His cold sweat suddenly flowed down, his neck was twisted stiffly, and he watched as he was floating in battle crying without tears. The old, lowly, with a sullen face over the room. This is not our association's strongest combat power. Little Tornado. You. What? When did you come in? I didn't notice it at all, it's worthy of trembling. Tornado, ha. Ha ha. Jace stubbornly reversed the embarrassing situation forcibly, and the laughter said it was as far-fetched as it was. The trembling Tornado, the 2nd in the Heroes Association S-rank hero, 28-year-old lowly, is a superpower. Legend has it that he can easily provoke meteorites to attack weird people. He is super pervert and is regarded by the Association of Heroes as a human-shaped nuclear bomb and the ultimate weapon. Huh. Who is the strongest combat power in the association? Isn't it King? The trembling Tornado has green curly hair, lowly face, lowly figure, wearing a black split cheongsam all the year round. Almost all of his travels are floating and flying, and the number of walking is only a handful. Ha ha, that. The thing that doesn't, Tornado is the ultimate weapon recognized by our association. Jess smiled. HMPH, I have never tried with King, who knows who we are stronger. Tornado Tsunere turned his head and grunted, help me ask King. I want to try a game with him in person to see who is the best. Strong combat power. After speaking, she floated out of the war room. Jace wiped the cold sweat on his forehead and smiled bitterly. Minister CIC, what should I do now? It's nothing. Zeke smiled and said in a low voice, it's just to learn about King's real combat methods. Among all the S-rank heroes, King has always been shrouded in a layer of mystery. No one has ever seen him make a move. The strangers who have seen him make a move have all died. The Association of Heroes can only infer from the corpse of the weird that King has the super strength to solve the weird with one punch, and the information on the specific combat methods is blank. Perhaps, the King and the Trembling Tornado battle can really figure out the King's combat method. Coke weirdo. Background. A young man who is extremely fond of drinking cola drinks, accidentally upgraded to a weird person. Skills. Liquid jet. Comprehensive evaluation, 1 star. Sprite weirdo. Background. A father who desperately falls in love with Sprite because his son loves Coke, accidentally mutates into a weird person. Skills. Liquid jet. Comprehensive evaluation, 2 stars. Fanta weird. Background. A kind old father who was upgraded to a weird man because his 2 sons liked soda drinks and tried to drink soda all year round. Skills. Liquid jet. Comprehensive evaluation, 2 stars. After Wang Feng browsed the information of the 3 cards, he didn't use it recklessly. Boom. Just when he was about to make up his sleep, it was already dawn outside the door, and the sound of excavators came over. He opened the curtain curiously and took a look. The surrounding residents spontaneously helped clean up the rubble on the broken streets. He was embarrassed and immediately lost his sleepiness. He put on his black peaked cap to hide his appearance. He picked up the shovel from the bottom of the building and went to the streets to help clean up the rubble. In order to speed up, he even directly used the 1-star card Coke Weird. Ding. Consume a 1-star card and get 125 experience points. Ding. Host has failed to comprehend the card character skills. Click. With the power of the weirdo, Wang Feng was able to clean up the rubble very quickly. He cleared the rubble at the door of his house in 2 strokes, and then extended his work. Young man, work really fast. When the neighbor's uncle saw him, he suddenly exaggerated. Wang Feng lowered his head and smiled modestly. Training since childhood, strength is great. Haha. The neighbor finally found a partner to chat, and said with a smile, young man, the strength should go to the hero test. Maybe you can also become a hero, be respected, and protect your home. He said, the god mysteriously said. Do you know who fought on this street last night? Wang Feng froze and couldn't speak awkwardly. I don't know, Uncle tells you. Last night there was a cruel weird man who broke into the street to burn, kill, and looting in the middle of the night without going to bed. You don't know. That weird man is particularly hideous, with blue-faced fangs, 3 heads and 6 arms, super strength, and the people around him are scared. Shaking tremblingly, at this moment, King fell from the sky with golden light all over his body. When they met, he shouted, Weirdo, your uncle is here, and the weirdo casually replied, I am your ancestor. King was furious, and immediately there was nothing. Nonsense. Use your own big move Purgatory Warrior's explosive heatwave cannon to blast the weird people into powder, which caused the damage to the street. It is said that before King left, he coldly said to the weird powder floating in the air, your uncle is your uncle after all. After finishing talking, the neighbor touched his drooling beard pretentiously. King. King is really strong. Wang Feng touched a cold sweat. Uncle, you can really make up the Inferno Warrior's explosive wave cannon. It's a fictitious move. It's a trick that King used to ridicule when asked by the association about his moves. By the way, Uncle, King broke the street like this, don't you hate him? Hey, boy, this is the question of your mind. The weirdo kills countless humans of us. If King eliminates it in time, I am afraid that more people will suffer. Therefore, the damage of a street is exchanged for the survival of thousands of humans. This is an absolutely value for money sale. No one will blame King. He is a great hero who protects the safety of mankind. Maybe. Wang Feng was embarrassed that he was about to commit cancer. Jack, are you cleaning up the rubble? At this moment, a middle-aged man came to face him and came back from the street with a shovel. Yo, see me, are you donating money? The neighbor said hello with a smile. Yeah, I'm also one of the residents of the street after all, so I donated 200 to express my feelings. The middle-aged man smiled and said, I won't tell you anymore, I want to go home and clean up the rubble. Okay, let's talk tonight. The two waved goodbye. Uncle, what is the donation? Wang Feng's heart moved. Oh. In order to speed up the resurfacing of the street dwellers have voluntarily raised funds for construction costs. Really? Uncle, do you know where the donation is? Wang Feng's eyes lit up. I'm also one of the residents here, and I want to express my feelings. There is a workstation on the street, where there are special personnel to manage, the neighbor said, pointing to the street. Thank you, uncle. Wang Feng carried a shovel and ran into the street. Hey, what an impatient guy. The neighbor uncle chuckled, then lowered his head to clean up the rubble. Street repair fundraiser. Wang Feng stepped forward and asked, is the donation for the street repair project here? Yes, do you want to donate? The person in charge was very enthusiastic. Wang Feng smiled, lowered his cap, took out his bank card and handed it to the reception staff, and said, I donate 1.3 million. There are only more than 1.3 million in his card, although he has nearly 100,000 a month. Yuan entered the account, but it didn't take long for him to become an S-rank hero, and only so much money was accumulated. Ah. You. What did you say? You want to donate 1.3 million? The person in charge looked at Wang Feng with wide eyes. Their fundraising office hosted many residents, but everyone donated a few hundred yuan out of interest. Whoever is okay will donate more than 1 million. Yes. Wang Feng nodded affirmatively. Please swipe your card. Oh, good, good. The person in charge took out the credit card machine in a hurry, pressed 1.3 million. Wang Feng swiped the bank card, clicked the password at random, and completed the transfer with a beep. Sir, please register your name. We will post a notice to announce the identity of the donor after the event. Although this is not an honor, it is what we can do for everyone who donates without compensation. The person in charge respectfully said. Oh. Wang Feng picked up his pen and wrote down the name, Hong Lingjing, never mind the other information. After speaking, he put the pen down and returned with his shovel to clean up the rubble. After the donation, he finally felt uneasy. Phew. This is the street where King killed the weirdo last night, right? A group of men and women in suits and leather shoes came to the street. Are you a TV host? The person in charge of the street repair fundraising office was wondering who the person who donated more than 1 million yuan was. Seeing a group of people who looked like a TV station came over, they immediately greeted him. Hello, my name is Dale. We are the staff of M-City TV station. We want to report on King's killing of weird people last night. I wonder if it will be convenient for us to enter the street to shoot. A mature and intellectual woman came out with a smile. She was a reporter for the news channel of M-City TV station. She was responsible for reporting on the scene of various weird people afterwards. Oh, that's the case, welcome. The person in charge of fundraising enthusiastically entertained the TV station staff and personally led the way. Look, this is where King fought with weird people last night. The reason why the street is badly damaged is that King used the big recruitment caused by the dual explosive heatwave cannons in Purgatory. It is said that when the wave cannon was launched, the streets were a sea of flames, like lava rolling, a hellish scene. The person in charge glanced at the camera and said nonsense seriously. On the one hand, the beautiful reporter talked with the person in charge, and on the other hand, he found the next person to interview. After a while, his beautiful eyes lit up, and a man with a black cap in front of him quickly cleared the gravel out with his hands and feet. Attention. She smiled slightly and greeted her filming team to step forward. Hello, this gentleman. I'm a reporter from M-City TV station. Can I interview you? What? Wang Feng looked up blankly, revealing 3 hideous scars. Ah. You. Are you King? The beauty reporter was taken aback, and immediately recognized Wang Feng's identity. After all, the 3 scars were too obvious. What? King. The person in charge of fundraising who accompanied the reporter also recognized Wang Feng's identity. It turns out that King just donated more than 1.3 million yuan for street repairs. What's this? Brother just wants to make up for the mistakes in a low-key manner. What are you doing with me in such a high-key interview? Wang Feng couldn't laugh or cry. King. King. The surrounding residents all looked at Wang Feng. Wow, King, I want to give you a monkey. King, accept me as an apprentice, I also want to be a hero like you. The residents swarmed like a fanatical star chaser. Huh. Calm down everyone. Calm down everyone. Don't take off my pants. Hey, don't touch it. From the broken street, Wang Feng was wailing without tears. The neighbor uncle stared at Wang Feng's familiar figure and muttered. Am I bragging to King just now? I'm so awesome. Headquarters of the Heroes Association of City A. Hello everyone, This is the news channel of M-City TV station. Our TV reporter Dale went to the street for interviews in the morning. He accidentally found the S-class hero King. Things have to start from last night. Last night, a strange man appeared unexpectedly on the streets of Dongcheng. King appeared in time. The weird people were eliminated, but the streets were destroyed as a result. However, as a hero, King was serious and responsible. He went to the streets early in the morning to help clean up the rubble. At the same time, he donated more than 1 million deposits to repair the streets. Later, his identity was exposed. He is very close to the people, and he is a rare superhero. Ziki, Jess and others watched the report of M-City TV station quietly. Oh, what do you think? For a long time, Shi-Chi coughed lightly. Well, King's reputation among the people is very good. I think it can be used as a key point of the association's promotion. Collison pushed his glasses, staring at the King surrounded by the crowd on the screen, and said, "The image of the association now the ambassador is a handsome masked guy. He has a good image, a singer idol, and the first A-level hero. It is irreplaceable. However, we can make King a hero model to inspire and restrain the more unscrupulous heroes. The handsome masked guy, the first in the A-level hero, is also a national idol singer, has a large number of fans under him, and he has a part of the right to speak in the association and is the image ambassador of the Hero Association." Big Nose Ziki nodded, seriously considering Collison's proposal. Let me talk about my opinion," Jace said with a weird face. "If I remember correctly, since joining the Heroes Association, King has received a total of less than 2 million in rewards, and King has donated this one-time donation. I don't know how many donations, I usually don't know. King seems to be in a stage of making ends meet. If this news goes out, I'm afraid the people will think that we are embezzled internally and put the collected taxes into their pockets and treat them badly. Heroes." Ziki held his head with a headache. "I also advised King not to donate money before. We are responsible for repairing the streets." He never expected that King would not be able to enjoy the heroic achievements with peace of mind. His quality is admirable, but he does. It may cause our association to get into big trouble. Maria covered her mouth and smiled. "In this case, we can resend the money to King, nominally speaking as a reward for King's achievements in actively eradicating weird people over the past few years. That's the only way to do it." Ziki's eyes flashed a little. "Yes, I invite King to the headquarters to negotiate a hero role model building plan on the one hand, and appease the little ancestor in the headquarters on the other hand." "Who is your little ancestor?" A Tsunere's lowly sound came from behind Ziki. Ziki's face turned dark. "Are you a trembling tornado or a trembling ghost? Everywhere. Can't stay in this place." Wang Feng desperately came out of the crowd. He was already ragged. He quietly hid home. He changed into a white hooded sweater. He pulled out a red backpack he hadn't used for many years. He picked up a few changed clothes and stuffed them into the backpack. Z-City turned to Saitama. Jingle bell. Just as he was about to close the door and leave, the Heroes Association headquarters called. "Hey, I am King. What's the matter?" "King, I'm sick. Our association has an important thing. I hope you can come to the headquarters to negotiate." "When?" Wang Feng was speechless, just about to go to Z-City to find a bald head, but he didn't expect to have a big nose halfway. "Ziki. King, if you have time, come over today." "All right." Wang Feng hung up the phone, put on the black peaked cap, and buttoned the kabuto cap on the sweater, hiding his appearance, putting on his backpack and walking towards the train station. On the way, his mobile phone showed an extra bank deposit message indicating that his balance had increased to more than 1.5 million. Achievement bonus? 1.5 million? The welfare of the Heroes Association is pretty good too. He smiled. Just short of money, the bonus came in time. City M and City A are neighbors. Trains need to travel for 3 hours. In the world of One Punch Man, there is no civil aviation, but only military planes. Ordinary people basically rely on trains, subways and cars to travel. Wang Feng bought a sleeping ticket, lay down directly after getting on the train, covered his appearance with a peaked cap, and fell asleep peacefully. Click. Click. The train ran all the way. 3 hours later, the flight attendant woke up Wang Feng. He put on a cap and a red backpack and wandered the bustling streets of City A. The construction site in the distance is under construction. The machine makes a noisy noise, and the subway on the bridge screams and sprints by. Boom. A sudden explosion sounded all over the world. What the hell? Wang Feng was taken aback. He turned to look at the explosion site. A building not far away from him was destroyed. Is this a terrorist human bomb? He couldn't help but think of his previous life. Blow up the scene of the Pentagon in the United States. But, is there a terrorist organization in the One Punch Man world? Shoo. As he stared at the explosion building in shock, there was a burst of air breaking in the sky, and flashes of energy flew over, like countless ground missiles blasting onto the ground. Rumble. The sky is falling apart. After being hit by countless energy balls, a big explosion occurred immediately. High-rise buildings collapsed, streets and roads were destroyed, and countless people were buried in the ruins. It was like a hell-like scene. FCK. Wang Feng glared at several buildings and collapsed towards him, his heart beating suddenly and violently, and the strange engine-like heartbeat burst out of his chest. He ran like a headless fly, already panicking. In fact, he too unable to judge which direction is the best to escape. Several high-rise buildings fell to his area together, blocking almost all the escape routes. Boom. The building completely collapsed, dust was thrown up, rocks splashed, and the screams stopped abruptly. After a while, the area fell silent, and high-rise buildings and smooth roads were all destroyed. Woo, Mom, woo, Dad, woo. I don't know how long has passed. On the ruins of City A little girl in a light pink dress and a blue skirt cried loudly, calling her parents helplessly. Unfortunately, the ruins had long since disappeared. No one responded to her. Click. A heavy footstep gradually approached the little girl. If the little girl turned her head, she would definitely see the frightening weird. The skin of the weird was dark blue, with pointed ears and two slender snail tentacles on her forehead. Except for the body color, it is exactly the same as the big devil in 7 Dragon Ball. Of course, the most important feature is that this weird man, bald. In the world of One Punch Man, being bald often means being strong. For example, the manga protagonist of One Punch Man, Saitama, became the strongest after practicing to the point of bald head. Another example is the S-class hero Super Alloy Black Light, who also cultivated his bald head and became one of the few strongest players in the world. 1. Therefore, in the world of One Punch Man, bald donkey and bald head are sensitive words. If you see a bald head on the street, please handle it with caution. Who can beat you to find teeth all over the floor? The weird person similar to the big devil of Piccolo stared at the little girl for a few times, smiled grinningly, bulged his arm muscles, and stretched out the door-sized palm to the little girl. The palm is twice the size of the little girl. If you grasp it firmly, the little girl will instantly become mashed flesh. Huh. It was too late, it was fast. The strange man suddenly grasped the palm of his sturdy hand, and the palm of his hand made a creaking sound because it was too hard. Well? However, the strange man opened his palm and was surprised to find that there was nothing in his palm. Wow. At this moment, the dust in front of the weirdo dispersed, and a bald head with a white cloak, an old khaki superhero suit, and a red-gloved hand held tightly to a comatose little girl. The strange man's face was dark, staring at his bald head. Who are you? Me? The bald head put down the little girl, put his hands on the chest, dangled the dead fish eyes, and the white cloak was hunting flying. He said solemnly, I am a hero who is interested in being a hero. What? The bizarre Piccolo raised his eyebrows and sneered. What is your random setting? Didn't you put a red envelope for the author? The bald head said indifferently, I wouldn't do such troublesome things. The strange man saw that the bald head had no fear of him, and he was immediately furious. I am a vaccine man created because you humans continue to pollute the environment. The Earth is a living body, and you humans are just pathogens that erode life on the Earth, in order to obliterate you. Humanity and the harmful civilization you created. I was born by the will of the Earth. As he talked, he became more and more angry, his muscles gradually swelled, and he changed from a good-looking monster to a terrifying monster. Interest? You actually said interest. Relying on this reason for not being able to get on the stage, you have what qualifications are against me as the apostle of the Earth. Click. Damn. Finally came out of the ground. Wang Feng pushed a piece of cement slab away and sat on the ruins panting. He was so lucky that he happened to ran to the place where the two buildings were opposed and collapsed. After the two buildings collided, they stood in a stalemate and formed a human shape. And he happened to be under the crotch of person, that is, the I under the word. Well, why do you feel this description is weird? After the explosion calmed down, he immediately stripped off the gravel and soil and crawled out of the ground. Fortunately, I am so lucky. Fortunately, I passed through to the king who is known to be full of luck. If I cross over to other people, I am estimated to be dead. I have to say that crossing is really a technical job. He wiped out a cold sweat for the rest of his life, and looked up to find a way out, but was shocked to find that there was a demon king Piccolo who was more than 10 meters tall and had paid for a new skin. He was so frightened that he could not dare to stand. Moving, the chest suddenly beating like an engine. Huh. That's Saitama. He stood there for a while, his eyes suddenly attracted by the bald head that was as bright as a beacon. F*K. Saitama is there. Then this weird person is a vaccine person? His eyes lit up and he finally remembered the comics he had read. He remembered that in the comics, the big devil Piccolo, who looked awesome and changed his skin, was beaten by Saitama a moment later and died. Terrible. Haha. Weird cards above the ghost level have been collected. He is overjoyed. This time he is going to pick up the big bargains. He usually relies on his own strength, not to mention the ghost level. Even the wolf level can't die. It's difficult to collect cards. Now come to City A, just pick it up. A card above the ghost level, the surprise came too suddenly. Oh no, it should be said that only with the bald head can there be money. Excited, he couldn't wait to collect cards, but the weird guy was talking about a lot of settings that he didn't understand, but he just didn't do it. Angrily, he immediately yelled, "Hey, bald." He didn't even call Saitama, showing how anxious he was. The body of the vaccine person grew bigger and bigger, and finally turned into a fierce beast with sharp teeth and claws, and hideous like ghosts. You humans are really stupid. It seems that I can only let humans be destroyed. Huh. You said I was bald? Saitama, who was originally listening to the vaccine man with a dull face, heard the word bald, and immediately burst out a tic-tac-toe on his forehead. From a cute state to a runaway mode, his red-gloved fist tightened. A sudden uppercut came up. Unforgivable. Boom. There was a sound of a physical explosion, and the invincible vaccine person instantly turned into minced meat, and its bits of meat were scattered everywhere on the ruins, which was very disgusting. Vaccine person. MMP, it's my shit. Ding. There are convertible cards nearby, please host to convert. The system popped out promptly on time. Wang Feng watched Saitama make an angry blow because he mistakenly believed that the vaccine person called him bald, and immediately swallowed the next part of the sentence, for fear that Saitama would find out that he was actually calling bald. I was originally bald, so I won't let people say it. He whispered and covered his head with a headache. It's over. I originally planned to go to the Z City to join Saitama, but don't think about it for the time being, in case he recognizes the voice. Ghost, I know if he will give me a trick. Bald punch, my small body can't stand it. Forget it. I'll stay in M City for the time being, at least it's safe. Huh. Where's Saitama? When he recovered from his random thoughts, Saitama had disappeared without a trace, leaving only a pile of rotten meat on the ground, and a comatose little girl? Huh? Little girl? Wang Feng was speechless, and Saitama was too careless. He casually threw the unconscious little girl in the ruins. What if he encounters a strange tree? Fortunately, my good uncle is still there. He jumped out of the ruins, quickly rushed to the little girl's side, picked up the little girl, gently wiped the little girl's cute face, and wiped the dust off her face. Call out. At this moment, a green wave of light flashed in the sky and stopped above Wang Feng's head. King? There was a lowly sound of Tsunere. Wang Feng frowned and looked up suspiciously, only to see a petite little loli with a tender face and green curly hair standing above his head out of thin air. What made him spit his nosebleed was that little loli was wearing a split cheongsam. Without covering up, he looked up like this and directly glanced at the asterisk. That little girl, is your family very poor? Why are you dressed in such rags? Even. Ahem, no, you. Are you a shuddering tornado? He reacted for a while, and finally recognized the trembling tornado. He was really frightened just now. Such obvious characteristics: superpower, green curly hair loli, not wearing. Ahem, he didn't recognize it immediately. Out of the tornado. You killed the weirdo. Huh. Who made you waste your energy in vain? The shivering tornado glanced at the vaccine man who had become minced meat, stuck his waist, and asked angrily. What? Wang Feng's attitude towards tornado was confused. When did he provoke her? Click. Click. At this moment, the sound of broken eggshells came from the corpse of the vaccine man. Huh? What sound? He ignored the tornado and looked curiously at the pile of bloody minced meat. Guru. An egg stained with dark blue blood and slightly larger than a basketball rolled down. The egg was covered with cracks. These cracks were like spider webs and were expanding and extending, as if a little life was about to break from inside. Out of the shell. Hey, did you listen to me seriously? You damn golden retriever. You ignore this lady so much. This lady is going to fight with you. How can you waste your energy here? So even if I win you, no one will be convinced. Tornado said inexplicably angrily. Wang Fengli ignored it, but stared at the egg with interest. Ding. There are convertible cards nearby. Please go to the host for conversion. The system's prompt sound is so annoying. As long as he does not complete the conversion, the prompt will be endless. Click. Click. Bomb. A slight sound of smashing the eggshell rippled away in silence, and a snail tentacles like a thin mushroom appeared on the broken eggshell, and at the same time, the dark blue skin was also exposed. Huh? Is it a little vaccine man? Wang Feng's eyes lit up. If it was really a small vaccine person, there was an impulse to adopt in his heart. What? Is it weird? First, although it is rare for humans to adopt weird people, there are many such cases. For example, many high-level members of the Heroes Association have weird pets, and the Keno's Takoyaki shop in the future Evolution House, the Mosquito Girl and the Armored Gorilla are the same. As a clerk to entertain customers, he adopts a weird person at most as rare as the rich second generation who raises crocodiles and tigers on the earth, and there is no moral and legal hindrance. Second, vaccine people have no less wisdom than humans. In other words, small vaccine people also have wisdom equivalent to humans. As long as they are well trained, they can definitely be used for their own use. Third, the vaccine man is too similar to the big devil in 7 Dragon Ball. The big demon Bick has a big move called the explosive magic wave, which is actually similar to the energy bomb of the vaccine man, and is bigger than the big devil. Before death, the devil would spit eggs to produce the next generation, and the vaccine person also left the eggs that gave birth to the offspring before he died. The settings of the two are too similar. He even guessed that the vaccine person was because after forgiving the green fever, I disliked my original green skin, so I changed my skin to play. Therefore, he has the urge to adopt a vaccine person. He wants to transfer the vaccine person to the big devil. Think about going out by himself in the future, with a bodyguard of the big devil behind him. He meets, "What are you looking at?" and "What are you looking at?" In this situation, Big Demon King Piccolo threw an energy bomb over and blasted the guy who talked back into dregs with a bang. People blocked killing, gods blocked killing gods. The sourness was simply incredible. Thinking about it this way, he couldn't help showing a happy smile. His eyes softened when he looked at the vaccine man. Boom. However, a green light suddenly came, and a 3-meter-sized building slab stone hit the little vaccine man's egg. The little vaccine man's birth journey came to an abrupt end. The eggshell was broken and the dark blue blood slowly flowed. There was only a pile of minced meat left on the ground, where there were small vaccine men. When Wang Feng was blank, he couldn't help but spit out 2 words, "My grass." The smashed slate is not only a small vaccine man, but also his ultimate fantasy of the big devil. Cry. HMPH, I told you not to listen to my old lady. Tornado Tsunere raised her head. I will let you go this time, and when you rest and regain your strength, we will fight again. After she finished speaking, an inexplicable green light appeared on her body. It gallops into the distance, turns into small dots, and then disappears. Tornado, I hate you. You give me back the Demon King Piccolo. Wang Feng roared sadly. Guru. Just as Wang Feng was in grief and indignation, another egg rolled on the corpse of the vaccine man's ground meat. However, this egg did not crack like the one just now, but was intact, like the Jurassic. The dinosaur eggs in the park are the same size. Huh? Double yolk eggs? Ah, are they 2 eggs? Wang Feng couldn't help himself. He glanced up and down, but he didn't find the tornado. It's safe. After he put the unconscious little girl on the ground, he opened his backpack, pulled out the clothes inside, and came over with the vaccine egg, wiped it carefully with the clothes, and put it in the backpack to hide. Haha, Tornado, you stinky girl, I didn't expect Lousy to have an egg. Wang Feng carried his backpack, triumphantly. A man will have 2 eggs. This is not the old man of Tornado. The girl can understand. In addition to the complete vaccine human egg, he reached out and touched the vaccine man's minced meat, and found a 4-star card, Vaccine Man, which made him almost jumped up in surprise. He originally thought that the vaccine man was just a ghost. Weird, it may be a 3-star card, but he did not expect to jump to 4-star. He hurriedly opened the card storage cell, and there were 3 cards in it, 2 of which were soda card weirdos, and the third was the vaccine man card that he had just collected. Vaccine card. Background. Because mankind continues to pollute the environment, in order to obliterate mankind in the harmful civilization created by mankind, Weird people born by the will of the earth. Skills. 1. Explosive energy bombs. Gather the surrounding energy and launch energy bombs like laser cannons. 2. Strengthen the transformation. Strengthen one's own abilities, so that the power of one's own skills can be improved. 3. Flight. As the messenger of the earth, you can fly freely in the earth. Although there are only 3 skills, but all 3 skills are good, worthy of being an ambassador of the earth's environment, not bad. After this trip, Wang Feng nodded in satisfaction, drew out a rare 4-star card, and picked up another Piccolo Devil's Egg, a great harvest in his life. Ding. Congratulations to the host for collecting rare weird cards. As a reward, the host will return to a full state. The lifting sound of the system sounded again. Huh. Is there such a benefit? Wang Feng was startled slightly, his exhaustion was wiped out, and his spirit was refreshed. Ha. The 4-star card collected has additional small rewards. Although it is not very useful, it is quite comfortable. Ding. There are convertible cards nearby. Please host to convert. Hey. I have already drawn out the Vaccine Man's card. Where is there any weird card that can be converted? He heard the system prompt still not stopping. He was taken aback for a moment, his brows frowned slightly, and he glanced at the pile of broken eggshells. Could it be? The little Vaccine Man can also be converted into a card? His eyes lit up and he reached out and touched the eggshell. Ding dong. Congratulations to host for obtaining a 1-star card, Little Vaccine Man. Huh? Sure enough. He couldn't help but laugh, and check the attributes of the Little Vaccine Man card with joy. Little Vaccine Card. Background. The Vaccine Man was conceived before his death. Skills. 1. Explosive energy bombs. Gather the surrounding energy and launch energy bombs like laser cannons. 2. Strengthen the transformation. Strengthen one's own abilities, so that the power of one's own skills can be improved. 3. Flight. As the messenger of the earth, you can fly freely in the earth. The skills are exactly the same as those of the Vaccine Man, worthy of being a father and son, but their power may be very different. For example, an energy bomb of a Vaccine Man may be equivalent to the power of a missile, while a small Vaccine Man's energy bomb has only the power of a grenade. Far. Hoo-hoo. After checking the card attributes of Little Vaccine Man, Wang Feng picked up the little girl again. At this time, Tornado went back to report his incident, and the association sent a helicopter to pick him up. What? You said King killed that ghost-level weirdo. In the headquarters of the Heroes Association, the trembling Tornado had already returned to the headquarters with its extremely fast flying ability, and briefly told Shi-Chi about the situation of the King and the Vaccine Man. Tornado saw Siki's surprised look and raised his head. Tsunere said, Huh. What's so great? If it's me, I can crush the weirdo into meat pie with a wave of my hand. It's great, it's worthy of being a king. He came out and wiped out the weirdo. We were still discussing whether to upgrade the level of the weirdo from ghost to dragon. We didn't expect that in a blink of an eye, the weirdo had already been killed by the king. King, the strongest man on the surface, worthy of the name. The staff of the War Department laughed and admired King. Hello. Do you listen to me well? Tornado said to herself for a while, and suddenly realized that everyone was celebrating the weirdo being eliminated by King, and completely ignored her existence. She raised her palm angrily, and the machines, chairs, notebooks and other items in the War Department floated. Stand up. Little Dragon Scroll, calm, calm. Ziki touched a cold sweat, and persuaded with all his heart. Torn Scroll, you are the ultimate weapon of our association. King is just picking up the bargain before you come. After all, King is only the best. Strong man, not the strongest. In the hearts of everyone in our association, Tornado, you are the strongest on the surface. After the call, his round face was neither red nor dry, and he was worthy of being a high-level person. There was no psychological burden to open his eyes and tell lies. Huh, there is no proof. This time the King Vaccineers wasted a lot of energy. I will let him go. Next time I will beat him upright and let you know that I am better than him. The old Tsunere lowly ripped off his abilities and crackled all the items on the ground, scattered all over the floor. Huh. The rest of the staff wiped off their sweat in relief. This ant is so hard to wait on. Wang Feng personally sent the little girl to the association hospital to make sure that the little girl was only in a coma and there were no other serious problems. Then he simply cleaned up his appearance and headed to the Heroes Association headquarters. Stop coming. At the head office of the Heroes Association, 2 big men in black suits stopped Wang Feng. Please take out your ID card to register. Thank you. Oh. This is the job of others. Wang Feng expressed his support and took out his ID card from his pocket and handed it to the big man. Thanks for your cooperation. After Dayan received his ID card, he was ready to register. Huh. This face is. However, he glanced at the ID photo on his ID card, a blonde face with Chinese characters and 3 meritorious scars on his left face. This F*K is known as the strongest man on the surface. King. Hey, are you okay? The partner next to him saw the big man dripping in cold sweat, and pushed the big man's shoulder doubtfully. The big man squatted and said, "You. Look for yourself." He handed his ID card to his companion. This is King. The companion took a look at the ID card, almost not scared to pee. Watching the two of them trembling, Wang Feng panicked on his determined faces, and couldn't help but wonder. What? Is there a problem with my ID card? No. No, the big man stood at attention abruptly and bowed deeply to Wang Feng. Master King, I'm sorry, I didn't know it was you who came. It's okay. This is your normal job. If it's okay, can I go in? The big nose of Ziki seems to be in a hurry for me. Wang Feng smiled slightly. Okay. Lord King, please. The big man opened the door respectfully. Thank you. Wang Feng thanked him and took his ID card and went straight in. You're welcome, it's my honor to serve you. The big man worshipped and watched Wang Feng in excitedly. King is so friendly, not as serious as in the photo. Yes, he is my idol. I knew he was so good at talking, so I asked him to sign him. I heard that King just wiped out the weird people who destroyed a large area of City A, and now he is returning from the scene of the battle. It's no wonder that the king is dirty. It turns out that he was fighting just now. Oh, it's a pity that you can't see the scene of the king fighting. It must be very exciting. Wonderful ass, with the strength of King, he has always beaten the weirdo with one punch. There is no good fight. However, it is this terrifying strength that makes me admire him. The two big guys got together and muttered, the topic never left King. King, welcome, welcome. After Ziki received the news of King's arrival, he immediately greeted him at the door. Hello, Chairman Ziki. Wang Feng looked at the round face and big nose Shi Qi, recalling that this guy was one of the top leaders of the Heroes Association, and he was in charge of the War Department, responsible for eliminating and resisting disasters, including weirdos and natural disasters, etc. King. Let us get straight to the subject. Ziki and Wang Feng walked side by side to the conference room. That's it. Since King, you have a lot of reputation among the people and you don't have the vices of other heroes, so I asked the board of directors proposed to make you a role model for our association. After 2 hours of intense discussion by the senior management of our association, during the period. Reduce the word count to 30 words for me. Wang Feng interrupted Ziki's speech with a headache. It was also the last time he made donations. He was obviously only for donating money, but Ziki was able to pull out a lot of reasons and nonsense, which made him very annoyed. Ziki was taken aback, and briefly said, we hope you can become a hero model and invite you to shoot public service S and participate in hero promotion activities. Wang Feng thought for a while and nodded. I have no problem. In the Heroes Association, many professional heroes have participated in the association's publicity projects. For example, the second A-level hero, Hegging, is often pulled on TV to perform unique tricks. He is willing to cooperate with the Heroes Association to propagate. One is to be worthy of the nearly 100,000 yuan remuneration, and the other is that he is really boring at home, doing nothing, just find something to do. Very well, we will arrange the promotion schedule for you as soon as possible. Don't worry, our promotion time will be shortened as much as possible and will not delay you too much time. Ziki smiled with satisfaction. Wang Feng. Well, a big part of my participation in the promotion is to kill time. You actually try to reduce my time for promotion? Tease me. King. When the two were talking, a muscular man walked towards the road junction of the association building. He had a long face with a long face and a muscular knot. He was wearing a gray vest. He sturdily held a dumbbell labeled 500 kilograms in each hand and stretched up and down. 500 kilogram for ordinary people. It is already extremely heavy, but the strong man in front of him lifts the dumbbells up and down with ease, as if holding 2 lollipops in his hands. Vest. Wang Feng narrowed his eyes. He could recognize all the S-rank heroes of the Heroes Association. The 13th vest of the S-rank hero in front of him became stronger by exercising his muscles. Speaking of it, Vest is a bit like Saitama. It depends on unremitting exercise to become stronger. More importantly, Saitama is almost a punch to any weird person. Venerable Vest is also a winning type. So far, he has been a one-handed victory over any weird record. Of course, the vest of the vest is only a move to win, which is far inferior to Saitama's punch. Therefore, he lost to the king in the name of the hero, but also Haki, the name of Venerable, is enough to see that the association treats him recognition. In addition, he is based in the Heroes Association headquarters like Tornado, and there is a floor in the headquarters dedicated to him as a training base, which shows that the association attaches great importance to him. At the same time, Venerable Vest has a group of younger brothers, such as Vest Vegetarians, Vest Tigers, etc., forming one of the few hero groups in the association Vest Legion. It can be seen from all aspects that the Vestable Vest has a great position in the association and also has a certain right to speak. Vest stared at Wang Feng, his aura increased rapidly, and he said solemnly, "King, let's have a man's battle." What? Wang Feng was taken aback. He didn't understand the meaning of Venerable Vest's words so abruptly. He wanted to ask clearly. Venerable Vest said seriously, "Break your wrists." What? Wang Feng is speechless. "I just want to ask you what you mean. Isn't it asking what you want to test? Moreover, the man's fight is to wrestle his wrists? It's too childish." Ziki came forward and said, "Vestable Vest King. King just came from M City, very tired physically and mentally, and our association has other important things to find him, so it is not convenient to compare with you." Impossible. Venerable Vest narrowed his eyes. "I have been exercising for more than 30 years, and I have already figured out the spirit, and you can judge the state of the spirit at a glance. Whether it is King's facial expression or posture, judging from it, his condition is absolutely at its peak, and there is no trace of exhaustion at all." Wang Feng curled his lips. He picked up a bargain and drew out a 4-star weird card, which was restored to a full state by the system rewards. "Of course, you can't see that I am tired." Cough cough. Shi Chi coughed lightly, and whispered in the ear of Venerable Vest. "King just solved a ghost-level monster who is qualified to be promoted to dragon level on his way here." What? Venerable Vest was taken aback and defeated a ghost-level weirdo, without any influence on his state. What kind of monster is this? If you put it on him, although he has the confidence to eliminate ghost-level weirdos, King is definitely not so easy. Moreover, King destroys a ghost-level weirdo who is qualified to be promoted to dragon level. If he takes action, it is estimated that he will be injured a little. Will solve the battle. Thinking of this, his heart shook, and his palms shook. The dumbbells fell out of the way, and slammed them on his feet. He frowned and ignored the dumbbells. It was like him. People who become strong by exercising their muscles have long muscle strength. The level of injury from being hit by dumbbells is not worth mentioning. He stared at Wang Feng with a solemn expression. "King, you are very strong, but I will not admit defeat. Sooner or later I will defeat you. Let's go." "Welcome." Wang Feng smiled helplessly. The voice of Ziki and Venerable Vest was very small. He didn't hear it. Otherwise, he would be amazed how the association put the credit for eliminating the vaccine man on him. Ziki took Wang Feng to the meeting room. After the two of them disappeared, the Vest of the Vest glanced left and right. Seeing that there was no one, his solemn expression immediately became grinning, bending over to remove the dumbbells, and holding his hands. Pain in the feet called. "Yeah. It hurts. It hurts. It hurts." Huh. My hero rank rose to 14th. In the meeting room, besides Sick, there were Collison, who was in charge of hero information management, Maria, who was in charge of weird information management, and others. After Wang Feng sat down, Sick immediately announced a news, that is, to rank Wang Feng's heroes. From the bottom of the S level, 16, to the 14th of the S level, 2 consecutive advancements. Ziki smiled and said, "Yes, after discussions with our association, King, you have been very active in eliminating weird people recently. At the same time, you have been active in doing good deeds. You have accumulated enough hero activity points to raise the ranking to 14th in the S rank." He looked at King and was deeply moved. In just half a month, he eliminated 4 or 5 wolf-level tiger-level weirdos, and even a ghost-level weird qualified to be promoted to dragon level, and most importantly, while fighting the weirdos, he also actively donated money to do good deeds. King is really a role model for heroes. Eliminate weird people? Good people, good deeds? Wang Feng looked dumbfounded. "Are you wrong? I haven't done it before. I did encounter a lot of weirdos recently, but the Minotaur was killed by Saitama. One of the father and son of the vaccine man was blown by Saitama, and the other was killed by a tornado lifted a stone. Among so many weird people I encountered, none of them were killed by me. I am a good person, and I generally don't kill." If I insist on destroying weird people, there is one. That is the time when I went to the streets to destroy the weird people and you mistakenly thought that we would eliminate the weird people. However, there was no weird person at all. And what the hell are good people and good things? Did I do good deeds during this time? I only remember that I destroyed a street for no reason and donated 1.3 million yuan as compensation afterwards. Is this a good thing? Is the Association of Heroes also known as the Association of the Blind? The nickname of the association should not be far away. Think about Saitama, who has been engaged in heroic activities for 3 years and killed countless weird people. The Heroes Association simply did not find the character Saitama. So why has Saitama's deeds of killing so many weirdos in 3 years undiscovered? Please look at King. King can become an S-rank hero by several times by coincidentally appearing next to powerful weirdos who died, and was mistakenly thought by others that he punched the weirdos above the ghost level, so he won the Heroes Association's invitation letter for the hero. Of course, if Saitama kills so many weird people, the king will only occupy a small part of it. After all, even if the king is full of luck, he cannot take up all the good things in the world. If this is the case, then the king has already become S-level first or second place. Where will it hover in the back rankings? So the question is, where did Saitama kill the other weirdos? It is impossible to disappear out of thin air. If you have watched One Punch Man, you will find an interesting situation, that is, the combat effectiveness of some high-ranking heroes in actual combat obviously does not match the hero ranking. Large parallel imports. That's right. Saitama's achievements in killing weirdos in 3 years have been shared by many heroes. In the seed side of One Punch Man, after Saitama killed a weirdo, she patted her butt and left. He didn't deal with the weirdo, and there were no people around. The citizens witnessed that the 2 C-rank heroes, the Cross Key and the Morning Sling, took the credit. After reporting their achievements, the 2 of them added more enthusiasm to how they killed the weird and successfully claimed the credit. From the 3 examples of King, Cross Key and Morning Dress Strap, it can be seen that the reason why Saitama has killed countless weirdos in 3 years has not been discovered, because his achievements in killing weirdos are based on others, which led him to engage in after 3 years of hero activities, he remained silent, but the king, who had picked up several credits, became famous and became a well-known S-rank hero, and even earned the title of King, as hockey. I have to say that there are a lot of nasty things in the Heroes Association. The so-called Justice Messengers heroes also have a lot of assholes. Of course, King is one of them, haha. The reason why King is not hated by others is that he never took the initiative to claim Saitama's credit. It was the misunderstanding of others that caused him to be misunderstood as the strongest man on the surface. After he became an S-rank hero, he was unable to get from the Heroes Association. This Uzumaki got away, and every time he participated in a hero rally, he was frightened and cautious, for fear of encountering a weird person that the association could not solve and pushing him out. Chaos thoughts flowed through Wang Fang's heart. He looked at other senior leaders of the association on the conference table and raised his hand and said, "I'm telling something. All the weird people you certified were not killed by me. I am a good person. I generally don't kill." Ziki and all the senior leaders of the association looked at Wang Feng in a daze. Coulson, who was in charge of managing hero information, picked up a pen and added another item to King's evaluation sheet: be humble, low-key, and not pushy. Regardless, Wang Feng accepted the association's suggestion and was willing to participate in certain hero propaganda activities organized by the association and to cooperate with the association in shooting publicity. However, the hero model project has just been finalized, and the related activities in S have not been planned. The association asked Wang Feng to return to M City and wait for a few days. Wang Feng had no objection to this, and took the train detour back to City M. When he arrived in City M, it was already late. After he left the train station, he walked home. The post office. On the way home, there was a post office. When he saw the post office, he couldn't help but remember that Saitama had rescued him again and again, but he had never said a thank you to Saitama, which was embarrassing to say. Send some gifts to Saitama as a thank you. He considered it for a while, and now he dare not go to Z City for the time being, and cannot thank Saitama face to face, so the gift he deserves must be no less. What is Saitama missing? Obviously, Saitama is very short of money. Because of being poor, he is particularly concerned about supermarket sales. As a result, he has developed a very powerful skill, secret skill Special Punch. It is said that no weird person can escape from this trick. And because Wang Feng has taken Saitama's credit, he earns nearly 100,000 yuan a month and lives in Wuyu. In such a comparison,
How does he feel that he owes Saitama tens of millions of billions? Sweat. He touched his bank card. There was a new 1.5 million yuan in the association. Well, he already knows what gift to mail Saitama. However, now that the bank is off work, the ATM function has limited cash withdrawals, and large withdrawals can only wait for the bank to go to work tomorrow. Oh, the streets are being repaired so quickly. After a day of rush repairs, the street in front of him has begun to pave cement. Speaking of which, the construction of this world is fast. The two cities B and D were later destroyed, but the reconstruction work only took a few months. Reappearing the original glory, the flying speed of construction is enough to make countless modern construction companies ashamed. After returning home, he glanced at the second floor that was not repaired, stretched his waist, too lazy to deal with it, and waited for tomorrow to call someone to come over and tidy it up. He put down the backpack, carefully took out the vaccine human egg and put it on the sofa, and looked intact. However, there was no movement of the vaccine human egg. He was in trouble. How can the egg hatch? Break it directly. Or find a hen to sit on it, or use modern technology, lighting with a flashlight until it hatches. Alas, if you can't incubate, then Piccolo's fantasy will be completely disillusioned. There was a flash of inspiration in his mind, a slight smile, turned on his computer, logged on to the Tianya forum account, and opened a post in the pet forum module. I picked up a strange big egg, which is bigger than an ostrich egg. How'd I hatch it? This egg. The vaccine human egg is about 20 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide, which is much larger than the ostrich egg. His post had just been sent, and someone responded immediately. Bullfrog loves Spider Girl. If an egg cannot hatch, then I will teach you a way. Cook it and eat it. Wang Feng's face turned dark. This idea was good, but he didn't dare to eat. Saitama often eats weird people. Who knows if he is bald because of eating indiscriminately? He didn't dare to bet anyway. Ass and younger brother will never meet. The baby in the egg is reluctant to come out because of the lack of maternal love. Just give a hug to show kindness. Wang Feng's mouth twitched. Eldest brother, do you want to be so unreliable? Close your eyes and tell nonsense. You can't hatch when you were born. Maybe the baby hasn't played enough on the slide, then plug it back and try again. Wang Feng slapped his forehead. Hemp egg. How can such a big ball be pushed back? Do you want me to be crippled and hurt all over the floor? Also, am I visiting the pet forum? Why do I feel so yellow? From the screen name to the speech, Wangdi was in a mess. Alas, netizens are totally unreliable. He turned off the forum and went to the web to search for the incubation process of eggs and ostrich eggs, and the answer was only an incubator is needed. Okay. I will go to the bank to withdraw the money tomorrow and mail it to Saitama, and buy an incubator back by the way. The next morning, Wang Feng got up early and pulled out a suitcase from the storage room. 1.5 million is not a small amount. If it is mailed, a small suitcase can be used to fit it. He wiped the suitcase clean, took the bank card, and carefully hid the vaccine egg before leaving the house with confidence. One Punch Man's world is not divided into countries. There is only one coalition government, which is equivalent to the United Nations of the world. It manages 26 cities. Similarly, banks are not divided into construction, agriculture, and commercial banks in a mess. There is only one ABC World Bank. Wang Feng came to the bank to withdraw money. After going through a series of procedures, he successfully took the money out, stuffed it into the suitcase, dragged the suitcase to buy the incubator, and bought some other things and stuffed it into the suitcase. Finally, seeing that the time was almost up, he dragged the suitcase that had been stuffed by him to the post. Sir, please fill in the mailing slip. Okay. Wang Feng picked up the pen and wrote down the address of the recipient Saitama and Saitama's home. No Man Street in Z City. Fill it out. He handed over the mailed items, watched the postman pack them, and left with satisfaction. After returning home, he immediately moved the incubator into the storage room, and at the same time put the vaccine human egg in, plugged in the power source, turned on the switch button according to the tutorial, and the rest was waiting. Then, he called the relevant company to clean up the house. As for the floor of the second floor, there was no need to repair it. For one thing, it was troublesome. Secondly, he didn't need to use 2 floors by himself, so he simply lived on the first floor to save trouble. Of course, some of the materials related to the identity have already been collected by him, otherwise people will know that this is the address of King, isn't it, because Tenten was harassed. 5 days passed in a hurry. Z City, on Man Street, in front of a certain apartment. Chi. The car brakes sounded. Click. Open the door. Boom. A heavy package was dropped. Saitama, your package has arrived. The postman shouted. Buzzing. The car engine is running, huh? With a kick of the accelerator, the post office car left quickly. From stopping to leaving, they didn't stay for more than a minute, as if there was a ghost in this place. Ah. Saitama heard someone calling his name and opened the door to take a look. The person was nowhere to be seen, and there was only one package still shaking below him. My mail? He scratched his face with a finger, and there was a gleam of light above his bald head, like a light bulb. He jumped down from the third floor, walked to the package, and looked at the package that said the recipient Saitama. Who mailed the package to me? He dangled his own dead fish eyes and tilted his head to think in confusion. After half a second, he gave up because he was always alone, without friends or relatives. How could he think of who the mailer was? Speaking of which, in this respect, he is very similar to King. He is also a lonely person. He also stands on the peak of humanity. King is the peak of fame and Saitama is the peak of strength. The two people are also at the same height. Base. Huh. He removed the outer packaging of the package, revealing the bulging suitcase, curiously unzipped the suitcase, and lifted the outer shell of the suitcase. Ah, this is the supermarket sale leaflet? Saitama had a dull look. That's right, the suitcase was stuffed with a bunch of supermarket sale leaflets, and a note was pressed on the leaflet. The content of the note. Dear Saitama, thank you very much for saving my life twice. You deserve this money. Please forgive me for not being able to come to my door to thank you in person for the time being. I will definitely invite you to Hot Pot when I have the opportunity in the future. Add the kind of kelp, because I heard that kelp helps to grow hair, and finally, thank you again for your life-saving grace. Signature. Handsome guy with hair. Are you a fan? Saitama's eyes lit up and he read it several times with gusto. He said to himself with joy, if there was no signer and the phrase kelp helps grow hair, this thank you letter would be perfect. He carefully put the note away. This was the first thank you letter he received in his life. Even though kelp helps to grow hair, and the signature, handsome guy with hair, are a bit dazzling, they are still very commemorative. Huh. Supermarket sale leaflet. Saitama picked up a supermarket sale leaflet, glanced at it, and sighed. It's overdue, if it's better soon. He reluctantly closed the suitcase. He looked at a few supermarket sale leaflets, including special chicken drumsticks, special cabbage, and special lobster. What he regretted was that the special sale of the leaflet was limited to yesterday, that is, the special sale has passed. Wow. He re-zipped the suitcase and placed it in the corner. Although the supermarket sale leaflet has expired, it is after all the first thank you gift he has received since he has been engaged in hero activities for 3 years. He is reluctant to throw it away. NS. Well, by the way. Does kelp really help to grow hair? Now, next time, pay attention to see which supermarket has kelp in the sale. Huh. The mail package was finally delivered to Saitama. The mailing efficiency of the post office is too low. It took half a day to deliver the package in 5 days. This tortoise is killing people. Wang Feng was bored at home, logged on the official website of the post office, entered the postal number, saw that the package had been signed for, and the corners of his mouth twitched. These 5 days have passed, the supermarket sale leaflet has expired, right? Alas, withdrawing on the same day, he did not expect that the bank stipulated that the maximum daily withdrawal amount is only 50,000 yuan. There is no way. In order not to appear embarrassed, he deliberately collected some supermarket sale leaflets from major cities and stuffed them into the suitcase. The 50,000 yuan came out under the leaflet. The reason for putting the cash under it was to prevent the postman from being greedy. Although the supermarket sale leaflet has expired, the 60,000 yuan is enough for Saitama to live for a while. Wang Fengxin breathed a sigh of relief and got up to go out. The Heroes Association's hero advertising shooting plan has been put on the agenda. Wang Feng received a call and chose City M for the shooting location. The advertising shooting team has arrived in City M to find him and prepare him. He didn't object to this. Anyway, it was boring, so it's better to find something meaningful to do. According to Siki, this time we mainly shoot 2 hero-themed S, one focusing on passion and the other focusing on passion. Thinking about it, he was a little excited inexplicably. Ah. Sneeze. Saitama, who was wearing yellow superhero clothes, sneezed inexplicably. He touched his nose and shook his head in confusion. Is anyone talking about me? He glanced at the suitcase placed under the corner, and his heart was immediately full of enthusiasm. I have fans too. Boom. A big hole broke through the wall of the refuge in an instant, and a tall figure stood vaguely in the floating smoke. Click. The figure walked step by step, through the dust, revealing a comprehensive appearance. It is an intelligent robot. It is more than 5 meters tall and exudes metallic luster. It is carrying 2 rocket launchers. Huh? It's a god-level weirdo Terminator. Everyone, run away. Help, who can help me? The citizens who had taken refuge were in panic and screamed loudly. Boom. The rocket launcher on the robot's shoulder violently fired, a shell blasted into the shelter, the wall fell to the ground, and flames were everywhere. Hey, stop. A figure walked out in the firelight, and a cold voice passed through the sparks, cold eyes, indifferent expressions, and cold aura. Ah. It's King. It's an S-rank hero king. What about the king? The opponent is a god-level weird. No matter how strong the king is, he can't beat the opponent. If he comes, he will only die for nothing. It's better to run away and save his life. King. You run fast and keep your strength to do more meaningful things. The citizens under the wall screamed. Escape. Wang Feng twitched, and said with a grin. If the hero escapes, who will fight? He stared directly at the robot, and the over-the-picture dubbing, tutu, 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 sounded timely. This voice is. The Emperor Engine, King. Dot has entered a state of combat. He can obviously run away, why should he stay and die? The citizens stared at the tall figure in confusion. For what? He is for us. A young man bitterly smashed his severely twisted leg with both hands, crying loudly. The king is for the incompetentness, knowing that he will die, he has no hesitation, because he is a hero who stands in front of us and shelters us from the wind and rain. Hero? Ha, but an ant. I can beat him into flesh with one fist. The robot seemed to have heard the funniest joke in the world. Wang Feng quietly looked at the laughing robot, and said lightly, have you laughed enough? The robot stared at Wang Feng fiercely. Shit hero, go to hell. He slapped Wang Feng with a punch. Boom. Wang Feng flew out and crashed a wall. Hey, king, let me end you. The robot is in a strong position and is not forgiving. It kicks on its feet and raises its fists, quickly approaching the fallen Wang Feng. King, be careful. The survivors yelled in horror. As a hero, it's time to tell you what to do when faced with such a thrilling scene. Wang Feng sat up, grinned suddenly, took out a pack of Weilong brand spicy strips from behind, pointed at the camera and said, at this moment, I will eat a spicy strip to suppress my surprise. I took out a spicy strip and stuffed it into my mouth, chewed it a few times, and then swallowed it. Energy is full. Wang Feng exploded, and blasted the robot with one punch. King! King! The survivors shouted in unison. Wang Feng held the Weilong brand spicy stick in front of the camera. When facing danger, come with a spicy stick to suppress your shock and replenish the high-calorie energy. You can also be a hero. Wang Feng watched the Weilong spicy strip on TV at home, and hid his face and did not dare to watch it again. His fame was ruined in this. Ziki told him that the heroic was a passionate F*K. He is really hot when eating spicy strips, sweating profusely, and easy to get angry, but this is not the same as the hero's blood that I understand. He wanted to cry without tears. He knew it was this kind of. He wouldn't shoot if he killed him. It was just that he had already been riding a tiger and could only grit his teeth and bite the bullet. Well, go out to breathe, I will be depressed to death. Since filming this Weilong commercial, he hasn't been out for several days. For fear of being recognized, he pointed to him and said, hey, isn't that Weilong King? Yaosho. He put on the necessary black cap, concealed his appearance, and opened the door to go out. Boom. An explosion sounded, and Wang Feng, who had just left the house, stared blankly at the collapsed wall in front of him. Outside the damaged wall, stood a robot full of blast holes. The target is found, the target is locked, the incendiary cannon is ready. The outstretched palm of the robot suddenly ejected a large amount of flames. Wang Feng couldn't avoid it and was burnt upright. After a burst of flames passed, Wang Feng's clothes were burned to the ground, and only a pair of boxer briefs was left there. The target still has life characteristics, the rocket launcher is ready. The robot's eyes flashed with data and scanned the flames for a while, and the blast holes all over the body squeezed out, and yellow firelights lit up in each blast hole. Boom boom boom. A dozen rockets were fired in a row. Damn it. Wang Feng crossed his arms in front of his face, the rocket launcher arrived in the blink of an eye, and all bombarded him. Boom. Boom. There was a burst of explosions, and the house turned into a ruin. Wang Feng stood up from the ruins out of breath, and his body was scorched. He stared at the robot coldly and shouted, who are you? Who sent you? The target is not dead, and the nuclear battery's self-explosion system is activated. Blow. Wang Feng was startled, ready to avoid, but the robot rushed over and hugged him in one step earlier, half a second later. Boom. Looking at it from a distance, a mushroom cloud rose into the sky. Asshole. After the gunpowder smoke passed, Wang Feng stood firmly on the ruins and stared at a pile of tattered robots. His expression was solemn. The clothes on and off his body had already been burned out. Only a pair of underpants cover that was still intact after incineration cannons, rocket launchers, and nuclear energy explosions was left. At this time, the voice from outside the picture came in. Nice panties are still intact no matter what the fire is. They are the panties that heroes can always rely on. Nice panties are durable, breathable and refreshing. They are really nice, beautiful meaning, panties. What? Wang Feng, who had just opened the door and was about to go out, suddenly heard the broadcast on the TV without turning off his back. He staggered under his feet, and instantly became irresistible. According to the 2S proposed by the Heroes Association, one is a passionate, fact. It's a spicy, and the other is a passionate. Isn't the panty passionate enough? Well, the Association of Heroes, sick, lousy remember you, don't let me take the opportunity, otherwise you will vomit blood. He held the door and felt as uncomfortable as eating a dead fly, hurting his liver and gallbladder, and vomiting blood in his heart. Unmanned street in Z City. Saitama lay leaning on his bed, staring at the Ennie's panties on TV. Seeing that the Ennie's panties that Wang Feng wears in the was still okay after being bombarded by artillery fire several times, he hung his eyes and scratched. Tickles his crotch, muttering to himself. That man's underwear is so strong. I really want one. I don't know if the supermarket that sells nice underwear has a special sale. Saitama met Wang Feng for the first time in her life, and it was from the panties, it was a bit embarrassing. Hey, King, we have arranged the itinerary for the hero promotion event. Is it convenient for you to come over these few days? CIC, if I let me pick up S for that kind of product in the future, I will blow you to dust. Also, I'm upset these few days and I don't have time. In a few words, the call between Wang Feng and Shi Qi ended immediately. Well, if this hero propaganda event is for film propaganda or company propaganda, I will definitely kick Ziki's big nose. Wang Feng's Weilong, hot strip and nice underwear taken 2 days ago have been popular in 26 cities. Countless men, women and children always take hot strips with them when they take to the streets. When weirdos appear, they did not scream and did not run away, but calmly ate the spicy strips and was shocked. What's more, some people actually believed that nice underwear was better than body armor. They wore nice underwear and looked for weirdos desperately. Of course, the ending was naturally horrible. Alas, this is the tragedy of the inconsistency between advertising and products. However, there is no advertising law in this world, and no one manages the nonsense advertising industry. Faced with this situation, Wang Feng went to the M-City TV station that night to tell everyone not to believe in S. Spicy strips do not actually have the function of replenishing energy, and Nice also cannot resist the rocket launcher, allowing everyone to shop wisely. Even so, Weilong, spicy strips and nice underwear are still popular among mankind, and the sales of the two companies are rising. Other companies are jealous when seeing this magical situation, and they have asked the Heroes Association to pay and contribute. King helped to shoot The Heroes Association wanted to make money, but Wang Feng had already spoken. They didn't dare to challenge Wang Feng's bottom line, so they reluctantly rejected the offer from the merchants, and at the same time actively recommended other heroes and inquired from the merchants. Not to mention, there are really many businessmen looking for other heroes to endorse their products. Although they do not have the sensational effect of Wang Feng, they have also played a certain role and increased a lot of sales. The professional heroes of the Heroes Association have become a new profession, combining the characteristics of many traditional professions such as celebrities and police officers. They form a family, that is, they have a group of fans like celebrities. For example, Genos will often receive a box of fans in the future. Shin, like celebrities, is well known and even endorses products, and at the same time, it has the responsibility of policemen and soldiers eliminating weirdos and resisting disasters, and has its own characteristics. C-level heroes will actively do good deeds and draw closer relations with the people. In short, heroes have become a new and popular profession. Many young people are eager to become heroes. Unfortunately, the heroic assessment of the Heroes Association has become more and more strict, resulting in the number of heroes has not been raised. 6 examination rooms are held every half month. The selection of heroes started from the first hero selection exam. It has reached the 51st session. More and more people are taking the exam. The 51st session has reached more than 10,000 people. However, very few people can pass. In each assessment, only 2 or 3 people can become heroes, and even some of them are all unqualified. This kind of assessment system was already very strict. However, the Heroes Association believes that it is not enough, and continues to increase the difficulty of the assessment. It is conceivable that the people who can pass the assessment in the future are definitely human elites. Cut. I'm so depressed, go out and get some breath. Before Wang Feng went out, he observed the vaccine human egg, and found that after a few days, there was still no movement, and he didn't know if it was a dead egg. Supermarket sale, Weilong spicy strips, come buy it. We have purchased a new batch of nice underwear in the Pingy store, and welcome everyone to come and buy. Buy a pair of nice underwear and give a poster of King wearing only pants. Girls, pass by, don't miss it, buy it back, kneel and lick. When Wang Feng went out on the street, he was immediately dumbfounded. The street was full of Weilong spicy strips and nice underwear. He knew that his 2S caused a sensation. He never expected that it would become so popular. This kind of phenomenon, well, the phenomenon level S King's hot blood and King's passion panties. A middle-aged and second-year young man on the street chewed on the spicy stick and shouted, "If the hero escapes, then who will fight?" Wang Feng's plagiarism of undocumented knights has become popular, and it has become a slogan that teenagers must chant before fighting. The original enthusiasm of the sentence has become full of second-year aura. Wow, King is so cool and so cool. A young girl came out of the underwear shop with a bag in her hand. On it was the nice logo, filled down pointing triangle, an inverted triangle, and at the same time she was holding a poster. It was King standing in the ruins only wearing underwear, coldly. The expression is highly sought after by women. Wang Feng looked at the girl with black lines all over his head, as if she had won a treasure, her eyes glowing staring at the honey bulge on the King's panties in the poster. "Little sister, where do you look?" "Uncle, I'm also a person who wants a face." "Hey, the world is getting worse." He shook his head and sighed with pity. "This little sister, give me your panties." Just as Wang Feng was about to leave, a rough voice came. He looked back and saw that an enlarged version of the boxer briefs was refined. A face was printed on the underwear, with thick eyebrows and big eyes, and a wide-nosed sausage mouth. Rough, full of limbs, hands with gloves, oh no. A closer look at the briefs, wearing flip-flops under the feet. Hey, King, looked dazzling, not flip-flops, but T-shaped pants, on the head wearing a turban hat. It seems to be a pair of boxer briefs, FCK, that. The brand symbol is an inverted triangle nice. This is the underpants freak. Huh, weird. The girl who bought nice underwear just uttered a loud scream. Immediately, she unfolded the poster and shouted, "King husband, please protect me." Wang Feng. Is there really such a naive person in the world? Do you think his portrait can ward off evil spirits? If so, what else does the hero do? Simply post a portrait of him in front of everyone's door, then the world will be peaceful. Idle. However, when the underpants freak saw the portrait of King, his eyes widened and shone brightly, covering his face with his hands, screaming in excitement and shyness like a star chaser. Weird things happen every year, especially this year. Ma Dan, I still have weird fans? Wang Feng touched the tip of his nose and couldn't laugh or cry. Emergency notice, citizens of City M. Please be aware that there is an underpants weird in the commercial street, and the evaluation level is wolf. Before the weird is eliminated, citizens are requested to stay away, and citizens are requested to stay away. The siren of the Association of M City issued a notification. The weirdo is here, run. Come on, let's be shocked. Don't be afraid, I have nice underwear, and his injury is not effective for me. Hearing the announcement from the Heroes Association in the busy commercial street, he immediately got into a mess and fled in a shrill voice. Seeing that you are also a fan of Lord King, I will let you go. After seeing the King character poster, the underpants freak showed mercy and let the girl go. Thank you for your protection, husband King. The girl was pleasantly surprised and kissed the portrait of King. It's okay. The problem is girl. Where do you put your mouth? Can you be more serious? Brother is also a person with a face and a face. If you do this, I don't want face. Hey, guy in the peaked cap, hand over your underwear. The pedestrians on the street ran away, leaving only Wang Feng, who was not moving. If he were the previous one, he would have ran away early, But now he is holding two 2-star cards and a 4-star card. He will be afraid of one. Wolf level weirdo? He already has the capital and doesn't have to run away. Ever since he came into this world, he always runs away every time he encounters a weird person. It's too shameful. He is also a hot-blooded man, and he is also looking forward to a thrilling battle, this time. Let me have a good fight. The corner of Wang Feng's mouth hidden under his peaked cap snapped, and his cells became excited. Is the first battle in his life finally coming, then? Which card should I use to end you? Panties. Thunder and lightning strike. A sudden roar sounded from behind the weird underpants, and an iron rod with an electric arc slammed on the back of the weird underpants. What? The underpants weird screamed, staggered to the ground, convulsed and numb all over, like a Parkinson's disease. Hey, Ko. The assailant made the sentence triumphantly. Wang Feng silently glanced at the attacker in the underpants weird that had no combat effectiveness, and the corner of his mouth twitched. Grass. The excitement in his body drifted lonely with the wind. You are. Wang Feng looked at the guy who ruined his first fight in front of him. He was young and dressed in a red insulated tights. He was marked with a thunder symbol on his chest. He was carrying a large brand name battery Nanfu, wearing red on his head. Miner's lamp cap. There is a wire behind the miner's lamp cap that is connected to the battery. The miner's lamp on the cap emits a faint green light. It should be a hero. However, he only knows S-rank heroes and a small number of ABC heroes. The coquettish guy in front of him is obviously not in his in-memory. The guy whispered to his specially prepared confession. On the night of thunder and lightning, I was conceived, holding the thunder in my left hand, and the lightning in my right hand, and from then on holding the thunder and lightning in the world, I am. Thunder God. Wang Feng interrupted. No, I am the 66th in the B-level hero Raiden Kid. Raiden Kid raised his head and chest, trying to make himself look tall and mighty, so as to accept Wang Feng's worship. Oh. Unfortunately, Wang Feng only has one word. The Raiden boy looked at Wang Feng slantingly. Hey, do you have anything else to say? For example, you're amazing, you're so handsome, etc. Others? Wang Feng blinked his eyes and pointed to the note in Raiden boy's palm. Thank you. Please remember the lines next time you go on stage. Huh. The Raiden Kid smiled awkwardly. Ahem. This is the essay I just asked someone to rewrite. I didn't remember it for a while. Sorry, there will be no such mistake next time. Can you take a picture of me? Send the photo to your circle of friends to promote it for me? Excuse me. I have lost a bit of popularity recently. Wang Feng is speechless. He is worthy of being a professional hero, and he actually wants to promote his popularity. Okay, you pose. He has always been very happy to do this kind of small matter of giving roses to others and leaving the lingering fragrance in his hands. Okay, thank you. The Raiden boy bowed to Wang Feng excitedly. I will use my trick thunder and lightning slash to kill this panty weird in a moment. Please help me to capture the way of my handsome move. Oh, don't shoot the bloody scenes. That will affect my Sunshine Boy's personality. Thank you. He carefully asked Wang Feng to take precautions for taking pictures. Have professional heroes been so hard-pressed? There is so much attention to taking a picture of a monster killer. Wang Feng sighed lightly and took out his phone to turn on the camera function. Raiden Kid raised his eyebrow like electric baton and said, Sir, please get ready. I'm going to make a move. An electric arc flashed on his electric baton. Wait a minute. I have something to say. The panty weird who twitched on the ground from time to time yelled, Let me introduce myself. Sorry, this article does not allow the number of words to be delayed, so please go to death, thunder and lightning. The Raiden Kid had a stern expression, sharp eyes, a perfect arc of sneer at the corner of his mouth, his body squatted slightly, the electric baton held high, and the arc flickered. After holding this position for 10 seconds, he raised his head and asked Wang Feng, Have you taken the picture? Okay. Wang Feng made an okay gesture to indicate that everything is done. Well, now, let me end you, underpants freak. The Raiden boy finally moved the real thing this time. The electric baton in his hand was shining with lightning, and it looked like it was definitely a high-voltage electric strength. Who will end who is not necessarily. Underpants soar to the sky. However, the underpants weird who had been lying on the ground pretending to be a passerby suddenly sneered, and his palms were suddenly clenched into fists and hooked upwards. Boom. The Raiden boy snorted and staggered back 2 steps. He coughed a few times, then eased his breath, and looked at the panty weird in surprise. Ahem, I didn't expect you to recover so quickly. Hey, the bigger surprise is behind. The weird underpants gave a weird laugh, rushed towards the Thunderboy, and at the same time yelled, "Quick fist in briefs." His fist screamed and attacked the Thunderboy. "Stupid. I can power you once, and I can power you twice, so I dare to rush over and look for death." A gleam of light flashed in the eyes of the Raiden kid, and he smiled coldly, and clenched the electric baton in his hand. The Nanfu battery behind him was sending electricity to the electric baton at high speed, 10,000 volts. He slammed the electric baton at the underpants weird, with a dazzling light and flashing arcs. Puff. Unexpectedly, the underpants weird did not dodge, and directly grabbed the electric baton with one hand. Looking for death. A trace of joy flashed in the eyes of the Raiden boy. Boom. 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 Several muffled noises sounded, and the Thunderboy's body was suddenly bent like a cooked lobster, staggering backwards. His eyes widened in shock, and he cried out inconceivably, "How could you be okay?" "Hey." The underpants weird chuckled. "Idiot, which pair of underpants have you ever seen conduct electricity? The uncle just teased you just now. You actually thought you could power down this uncle? That's it." The Raiden kid breathed out a few breaths, his body tight. "Since the thunder and lightning are useless to you, then see the truth under your hand. He can reach such a high ranking of B-rank heroes, mainly relying on this sound electric equipment. The actual force is ordinary. I am afraid it is only at the level of a C-rank hero, so after the lightning failure, his combat effectiveness will at least drop by more than half. Hey, boxers keep making fists." The fists of the underpants were getting faster and faster, and even a ghost appeared in Wang Feng's eyes. After a while, he even saw a dozen fist shadows. The Raiden boy steadily waved his electric baton to block his fists, and fought back and forth with the underpants weird, and the scene was once evenly matched. After a while, the panties weird chuckled and shouted in his heart, "Lore, original panties." He opened his mouth, and a smell of smelly panties with a strong visible color wafted out instantly. Raiden kid accidentally took a sip in, the rich seafood flavor. He suddenly became stiff, his face turned red and then purple, and finally turned blue, and he fell straight down. His eyes were dull, his mouth was foaming, auditory hallucinations appeared, and the miner's lamp on his head changed from green light. It turns into a red light, indicating that the battery is insufficient. This kind of Brawny's original underwear is too powerful and cruel at the same time. "It's over, hero." The underpants weird laughed, and the T-shaped pants under his feet were automatically rolled up and turned into a sharp awl. He lifted his foot backwards to accumulate power, preparing to kill the Thunderboy. "Hey, have you played enough?" A faint voice came from behind it. The strange man in underwear was startled, turned his side slightly, and looked at Wang Feng sideways. "Chatter, you haven't run yet, are you scared?" "Oh, run? This word has never been in my dictionary." "Well, you were serious when you said this?" Wang Feng sneered. He slowly took off his white sweater and threw it aside, pinching the brim of the peaked cap with his palm, and suddenly lifted the peaked cap to the sky, pointing to the weird underpants and shouting, "Nice, let us be bloody and passionate. Fight passionately. Huh. You are king." The underpants weird took a breath, his eyes widened, his rough face gradually reddened, and his excitement quickly surfaced. King. This powerful name makes the Raiden boy who seems to be poisoned sober. King, king, king. Who, king, you. I, idol, The face of the weird underpants was full of fanatical worship, both excitement and excitement. He held his chest as if he had a heart attack. His face was blushing, and his speech was intermittent. Finally, his eyes turned over and his excitement was overwhelming to the point of a coma. Wang Feng, who had finally made his own blood, stared blankly at the fainted underpants weird. He was so depressed. "What about the bloody fight? You were so excited that you worshipped me into a coma. What a shame, we don't have yours." "What?" The Raiden kid who barely recovered a bit looked at the dissatisfied Wang Feng and the fainted underpants weird in shock, and muttered to himself. The king is so powerful, and just because of his momentum, he frightened the opponent. That weird was actually scared and said, "I surrendered, my god, is this the strength of the strongest man on the surface?" His dissatisfaction is that his strength is too strong and he has no opponents, so he feels empty in his heart. Is this the legendary master loneliness me and him? The strength difference is tens of thousands of miles, he is really an unattainable peak. "Hey, did you hear me wrong?" The weird man in underwear said, "My idol, not, I surrender. Do you think you can listen to others? Also, you wear a hard hat all day to listen to people talk. Will it affect your hearing? How did you pass the Set 4 test? Hey, don't kill him. Send it to the Association Weirdman prison. Underpants Freak is a fan of his own, and he eagerly cannot bear to deal with it. What's more, the other party is still fainted because of his fanatical worship of himself. It can be regarded as surrendering. How embarrassed you to let Wang Feng take advantage of his coma and let him kill him. Raiden Kid escorted it to the Association Weird prison. It's better than losing his life. As for taking it in, sorry, he doesn't raise pervert at home, especially the pervert who likes to collect underwear, even if he is a fan. After Wang Feng took a sentence, picked up his cap and sweater, and left boringly, he didn't know the messy thoughts in Raiden Boy's heart. Through this incident, tell us a profound truth. Fanatical pursuit of stars is harmful to physical and mental health, so we must chase stars rationally. By the way, before, King promised to help me promote in the circle of friends. The Thunder Boy looked at Wang Feng's back figure, remembering that Wang Feng helped to take pictures just now, and he refreshed. I don't know about the inside of King's circle of friends. Who? The Trembling Tornado, Tong Di, etc. among the S-rank heroes. Oh, I'm going to show my face in front of the major S-rank heroes. Will I become a big hit overnight? Become a big hero that millions of people watch? Thinking of this, he was suddenly excited. The next day, he rummaged through all the news, and none of them was about the news he was sent to Moments by King. His face was dumbfounded. Why is there no news? At the same time, in Wang Feng's circle of friends, there is a lonely special tweet. This is the 66th Raiden Boy of the B-class hero, a good guy. There is a photo of Leiden Boy under the special tweet. However, there are 0 replies, 0 likes and 0 reposts, because Wang Feng himself is the only person in Moments from start to end. You must know that King has no friends at all, and Moments naturally have no friends, so Raiden wants to rely on him to post to Moments overnight. It's so popular, it's just whimsical. Alas, this is the so-called Master Loneliness, a city railway station. I hope this promotion will not be so cheating. When Wang Feng left the train station, he saw 2 mics standing beside the galloping sedan at a glance, and walked over. King, please. The staff opened the car door and whispered Wang Feng to get on the car. Can you talk about specific events? Even if he was scammed once, Wang Feng still chose to come over to participate in the hero propaganda activities, not for anything else, just to be able to do something within his power, worthy of his current reputation and status. The staff replied respectfully, Mr. King, hello, my name is Mike. I am responsible for assisting you in completing the hero promotion activities. According to the association's arrangement, you are on duty at the Sunflower Kindergarten in City A today to tell the children about your heroic deeds. Cultivate children's sense of justice. We often say that children represent the hope of the future. Therefore, we believe that heroes should be picked up from an early age and cultivate their correct outlook on life, values and world so that when they grow up, they can inherit the justice of our heroes' sense and mission. Wang Feng complained in his heart. What an official answer. Sunflower Kindergarten. Laugh. The car stopped and Mike guided Wang Feng into the kindergarten. Security post. Huh? Wang Feng looked at the bright red, guardian post, above the cabin. His face was dumbfounded. He raised his eyebrows, his face became cold, and he looked at the staff slantingly. Are you serious? F***CK said that I was on duty in kindergarten, but it was a security guard? Of course serious, this is the arrangement of the association. Are you sure you didn't make a mistake? Definitely not. Before coming out, Minister Ziki Qian told Wan, I already knew it by heart, and I can't go wrong. It's too much. A few days ago, the association fooled him into shooting spicy strip ads and underpants ads. He was already very popular and warned Big Nose Ziki not to make any tricks. Unexpectedly, this time it was even more so. Let him go to a kindergarten as a security guard? Heroes Association, you are playing with fire. Humph. It's tolerable or unbearable. He squeezed his fist and turned around to leave. He had to go to the headquarters of the association to find Ziki to settle accounts. Mike. Mr. King, where are you going? I have already registered and we can go in. Ha, dang. Register? Wang Feng went stiff. Didn't you let me be a security guard? Hey, it seems that he did not say that he should let me be a security guard because he was too sensitive. Khan, after being cheated by the association once, he no longer trusts the association in his heart and always speculates the intention of the association with the worst thoughts. Mike explained. Mr. King, this kindergarten is very strict with regard to personnel entering and exiting. Any stranger who visits is required to show ID card scanning and verification. After passing it, they must also be registered in the register. Finally, they must be checked to avoid carrying dangerous goods, etc. Of course, we have said hello before, so we just need to register and omit the other steps. Before I set off from the headquarters, Minister Sick told me that I must follow the school's procedures and not bully others. Siki is right. We must not do things that are bullying. I didn't expect Ziki's big nose to be reasonable. By the way, this kindergarten has such strict rules. How about the comments from the outside world? Will they criticize them for making fuss? Ordinary schools will ask you to register at most. Where is this kindergarten where you scan your ID card, search your body, etc. After a set of procedures, it can turn people into confusion. Could this kindergarten have a lot of articles? No, it's not a trivial matter at all. The staff explained. There are many children in this kindergarten who are descendants of the directors of the association's headquarters, and there are more than a dozen heavily armed guards deployed around them. The directors of the Heroes Association are almost all the providers of the funds of the association. The rich is the uncle. Therefore, this group of directors are also the most powerful people in the association. Well, it turned out to be the kindergarten where the directors of the association cultivates offspring. Wang Feng suddenly realized. I understand. Ziki is trying to instill the concept of heroes into the descendants of the directors. In the future, these children will be the most loyal supporters of the association. Hey, Big the Nose is a bit clever. The five of us are the monster team. Zoo Men. Wang Feng followed the staff into the kindergarten hall. The hall was dimly lit, and the famous hero group TV series, Zoo Men, was displayed on the big screen in front. On the chairs, the children watched the TV above attentively. Sure enough, whether it is on Earth or One Punch Man, for children, cartoons are what attracts them the most. Master King. After the children have watched the animation, we will arrange for you to come on stage to tell some heroic deeds about you, and to promote the hero's sense of justice and responsibility. Understood. The appearance of Wang Feng did not attract everyone's attention, and even the teacher did not come to ask for a question. It seems that the association secretly arranged for him to come over to give a speech this time as a surprise gift to the children. Heroic deeds? He murmured. The superhero movies he had seen in his previous life immediately popped up in his mind. If you want to tell hero stories, those wonderful superhero movies are undoubtedly the best material. What? The association asks to tell his own heroic deeds. That, King. Has a heroic deed. He carefully recalled the plots of major super movies, such as Superman, Hulk, and other power superhero deeds. My name is Wang Feng and I come from Krypton in outer space. My parents died when I was a child, and I was taken to the supercontinent, the name of the world of One Punch, by a spacecraft. When I was at home, I was already at the player's house, raising the house and waving. Haha, I feel it. Boom. Just as Wang Feng organized his language secretly and conceived his speech, there was a sudden explosion outside. He frowned. What's the situation? Kang dang. As soon as his words fell, the front door of the Great Hall was suddenly knocked open, and a group of masked bandits with submachine guns swarmed in. Don't move everyone, we just ask for money, don't kill, but if you dare to mess around, we kill it and don't bury it. What followed was a violent shout. What? Woo, Mom. Dad, come and save me. After a while, the teachers and children in the Great Hall immediately panicked and were rushed to the corner by the mob. Are you teachers? Kuwait will comfort me, the offspring of these rubbish, otherwise, don't blame me for killing you all. Okay, kids, don't cry, it will be fine in a while, and it will be fine in a while, ooh. The teacher comforted the child and cried as he spoke. Hero, come and save us. The children yelled the most innocent thoughts. Hero, are you talking about the trash in the Heroes Association? Haha, they dare to come. Lousy shot them one by one, and shot them all. The obviously leading mushroom-masked thug laughed. Tutu. A strange sound rang out inexplicably in the Great Hall, reverberating continuously in the narrow space, and gradually connected into one piece, as if someone had exhausted all the energy of the whole body to beat the drum. The sound was strong and powerful, and extremely penetrating. What sound? More than a dozen thugs glanced around looking for the source of the sound in confusion. Well, the combination of fear and anger caused the heart to beat faster, which triggered the Emperor engine, again. Oops, I'm going to be discovered, I'm going to die. To die. Wang Feng entered a peculiar realm, which was inherited from King, that is, when he was in front of people, even though he was afraid to die, his face was as expressionless as before. This kind of state is also called Taishan collapse, and the color remains unchanged. Oh, it may also be called scared silly. F***ck, is king full of lucky points or full of bad luck points? When going out, I either meet weirdos or gangsters. Play with me. Wang Feng looked at the gangsters who were gradually focusing their eyes on him, his heartbeat speeded up a few times. That's not right. I obviously have 4 weird cards, what am I afraid of? Wang Feng kept telling himself to calm down and appease his fears. However, as a modern man, the fear of guns could not be eliminated. A few days ago, when he faced the wolf-level weird underpants weird, he still had the urge to fight with blood. But when faced with the submachine gun called Shinigami in modern times, his fear could not be suppressed. Sudden. His heartbeat echoed continuously in the Great Hall. The children stopped crying, the teachers stopped screaming, the mobs stopped screaming, and their eyes gathered on him. The scene was embarrassing for a while. The kid. What about you? What is hidden in your body? What strange noise is making? The thug leader with a mushroom headgear walked towards Wang Feng. Mr. King. What should I do? Mike asked in a low voice, would you like to kill them now? Wang Feng subconsciously said what he was shouting, calm down. Huh. Mike was taken aback, tasted for a while, and then realized, Mr. King, are you scrupulous about the children? Yes. If you fight, even if Mr. King can quickly eliminate the mob, there is always the possibility of injury in the chaos. And the lives of the children. Hey, Mr. King, you are still considerate. Brother, can you stop talking nonsense, and quickly find a way to notify the association to send people for reinforcements? Also, you just said that there are more than a dozen fully armed guards outside. People? Got a collective diarrhea? Ouch, my legs are a bit soft, give me a hand. Phone ringtone. Wang Feng took out his phone and pressed it, shook it. If I said my mother told me to go home for dinner, would you believe it? What do you say? The thug leader gave Wang Feng a vicious look, and the submachine gun in his hand was loaded, and it seemed that he was about to kill Wang Feng away without saying a word. When Wang Feng saw the action of the thug leader, he was very anxious, but his face remained indifferent. He said indifferently, this brother, do you believe it or not I spit on you? The mob leader was stunned when he heard the words, and raised his head. A thick saliva flew from his sight, and his pupils dilated instantly. Boom. The harsh explosion sounded suddenly under the feet of the mob leader, leaving a trace of the explosion where the mob leader had just stood. Ah, in the dust, the screaming voice of the mob leader came out. The thugs were stunned, and watched their screaming boss do not react. He has a grenade in his hand. Damn, kid, you're looking for death. The thugs' submachine guns were all aimed at Wang Feng, preparing to shoot Wang Feng into a hornet's nest. After being targeted by so many submachine guns, the association Mike standing behind King dripped in cold sweat. What? You want to shoot at me? Wang Feng's indifferent voice echoed in the Great Hall. He gently took off his hat, revealing the 3 scars on his left face that dominated the world. Have you heard a word? Everyone has to pay for their choice. Either death, or life is better than death. You really want to do something to me? He is tall and straight, staring at all the mobs coldly, roaring in his heart, don't be impulsive. Impulsive is the devil, and if you have something to say, he will speak well. Ah, you. Are you king? The thugs stared, and instantly recognized Wang Feng's identity, the S-class hero known as the strongest man on the surface king. Guru. They swallowed their saliva, their arms trembled slightly, and the muzzle of Wang Feng's muzzle instinctively shifted. King. The teacher and the children looked at Wang Feng blankly, and after a while, they exclaimed in excitement. Uncle King, I admire you the most. Will you teach me to fight weird people? Master King, I am your fan, and I have been your fan for life and life. The above said that there will be mysterious guests who will come to the school to give lectures to the children. I thought it was the father or grandfather of which child, but I did not expect it to be King. Ah, Uncle King, can you take a picture with me? Wang Feng's mouth twitched slightly. In such a tense atmosphere, can you stop chasing stars? How much to give others a little bit of face to thugs? You don't put others in your eyes so much. What if they are so embarrassed that they will get rid of the net? Oh, I'm so sad. Da da. The mobs were really furious, and shot a few shots of submachine guns to the ceiling, shouting, whoever dares to move, I will kill him. Woo. The children were frightened and cried, and the teachers kept quiet, quietly calming the children. Kill him, kill him. The scarred thug leader suddenly yelled. He is just a man, not a god. What are you afraid of? Kill him quickly. Wang Feng saw that the eyes of the thugs were a bit wrong, and it seemed that the teacher and the children's attitude aroused anger. Coupled with the instigation of the thug leader, the submachine guns in their hands could not be lifted again. He immediately spit on the mob leader. Bah, scum. Boom. Another explosion sounded. The thugs were completely stunned. Damn, it turned out that it was not the grenades that caused the explosion, but the drool of God King. The teacher and the children were equally stunned. Is this the power that humans should have? It was shocking. Guru. The thugs swallowed again, trembling slightly. F*K. Is this the strength of the strongest man on the surface? A mouthful of saliva is equivalent to a grenade. It's too powerful and terrifying. No wonder the weird guys who can destroy the town were blown out with just one punch when they met him. They thought it was nonsense before, but now they believe it. In other words, according to this powerful guess, will King Fart collapse his home? Will P shoot through the toilet? Spits and blows up the trash can directly? Thinking about it this way, it seems that being strong is not a good thing. Life is too inconvenient. Oh, by the way, isn't it a poop? Depth bomb? Or mud firecrackers? The thoughts of the thugs floated to the sky, their brains widened. Wang Feng watched the thug leader stop speaking. He breathed a sigh of relief, raised his eyelids, and said faintly, "Let's go." What? The thugs looked at Wang Feng blankly, but did not react. Man's life will make countless choices, and every choice is forced by life. I don't know why you would act on innocent children, but I know that I can force you to this point. It must be unspeakable. Difficulty, otherwise, you should go to the bank if you are short of money, instead of coming to the kindergarten to kidnap your children. The Sunflower Kindergarten has a much stronger security force than the bank. Even so, the mobs still aim at the kindergarten. It is conceivable that there must be some hidden information in it. Of course, the most important thing is that he is afraid of death. Just now, when the thug leader was about to shoot, he used the 2-star card sprite monster, and a spit made the power of a grenade. Well, it can be said that the thug leader is now covered in his saliva. However, even though the sprite weird is a tiger-level weird, he can attack and defend weakly. Coon, can't you see that fellow was killed by a billboard? It is conceivable that this level of defense was shot through by a submachine gun every minute. Therefore, he did not fight the thugs for a life and death idea. He simply let the people go and asked the government and the association to track down afterwards. Hello, me, everyone, howdy is so good. But, his voice suddenly changed, and his tone was cold. No matter what difficulties you encounter, the children are innocent. They should not be your pawns for making money or planning other things. Remember, play is not an example. This word is not only to you, and even more so, I said to myself, if there is a next time, let you die without life. At the end, his words were cold, as if it could freeze people's body and mind. All the thugs shuddered all over. This is the coercive effect of the king's name. Withdraw. The bunny hood mob, who seemed to be the second master, gave the order to retreat. The mobs lifted their heads and left in silence. The rabbit mob gave Wang Feng a deep look. Master King, we will meet again. After speaking, he turned and left. Now it's Wang Feng's turn to shudder. Damn, you just leave. You have to leave a thought about what you want to do. Don't you think I don't have enough nightmares to sleep at night? Wait until the mobs are completely gone. A teacher who had been beaten by a mob just now stood up angrily and pointed at Wang Feng and asked, King, why did you let them go? They are a group of mobs. Letting them go is equivalent to letting the tiger go back to the mountain and killing more people. What kind of hero are you doing this way? Yes, this kind of social scum should be cleaned up quickly, otherwise more people will be harmed. Uncle King, why did you let the bad guys go? Wouldn't the hero defeat all the bad guys and protect the good guys? Wang Feng frowned slightly, his face blushed slightly, and he left the great hall without answer. The accompanying Mike looked at Wang Feng's lonely figure and was very annoyed at the teacher in them. Mr. King saved you. It's okay if you are not grateful. It is too much to sting Mr. King's heart with words. King, don't think you can escape. We will write a complaint to the association and hold you accountable. With our taxpayers' money, but not doing business, we will not stop there. I used to think of you as an idol, but now it's really the object of nausea, vomit, bah. Wang Feng has long since disappeared, and the teachers are still chattering. Mike rushed to his head in anger. Enough. Why did King let the thugs go? Can't you see it? King let go of the thugs for you. The teachers were frightened by Mike's roar and looked at the emotional Mike in a daze. Mike yelled at the teacher excitedly. With the power of King, all thugs can be killed easily, but if the thugs all hold submachine guns in their hands, if they rise up to resist, How many of you and your children will die at gunpoint? Have you ever thought about it? King is the strongest man on the surface. No matter how strong the weird and how cruel the villain is, no one has ever survived under his hands, but today he just let go of the mob in order to save you. This is the first time. The first time that a gangster has left the king alive. This time it will be a stain on King's record. Do you understand? King thinks about you so much. What have you done? Use your teeth. The sharp mouth stabs King's heart deeply. The damage caused by weirdos and thugs to King is far inferior to yours with a mouth. The teachers stared at the excited Mike in a daze, with a glimmer of enlightenment flashing in their eyes. It turned out that King was to save us and put stains on his perfect record, and we deeply hurt King's justice. What the hell did you do? Puff. The first teacher who accused Wang Feng knelt down suddenly, bursting into tears, crying loudly. King, I was wrong. We were wrong too. The teachers lowered their heads in shame. Chi. In the toilet of the Sunflower Kindergarten, a sound of urination continued to float. Wang Feng exhaled turbidly. He was scared to urinate just now. Fortunately, he was calm enough to deal with the mob problem wisely. Well, by the way, those teachers seem to be very excited to ask me what. What is it? Oops, because I'm all focused on holding back my urine, I didn't hear clearly, and it was too embarrassing. How to answer after going back? Forget it, just leave, lest it will be difficult to parry the children and teachers who adoring yourself. As for the hero propaganda activities. Well, in this situation, the teacher and the children are so scared, who is still in the mood to listen to him make up stories. He left the toilet and quietly returned to the car. After waiting for a while, he saw Mike returning with an angry expression. Mr. King, are you okay? Mike said excitedly. I have already taught them, they already know that they are wrong. These teachers are still educators. Unable to see the deep meaning of Mr. King, he read for nothing. Nothing, I can understand them. When everyone gets confused, they will regain their sanity when they calm down. Being a teacher, such a gaffe in front of the students will have a bad influence on the children. It is indeed necessary to educate them. However, such things as fanatical chasing of stars, ancient and modern, Chinese and foreign, two-dimensional and three-dimensional, he is embarrassed to blame these crazy worship of himself fans. Of course, one thing must be said, fanatic star chasing is not a must. A few days ago, there was also a fan of panties weirdo who fell into a coma and went to jail because of this. That was a tragic lesson. Here, I once again warned everyone to chase stars sensibly, for you, for him, and for everyone. Wang Feng thought so. Mike respectfully said, Mr. King, you are the most generous person I have ever seen. Perhaps, only your invincible strength can be worthy of your kind of compassion. Well? Wang Feng did not answer, thinking that Mike was too rewarding. Isn't it normal for a star to forgive his fanatic fans? Hey, he is so embarrassed to praise me so much. After Mike sent Wang Feng to the railway station, he returned directly to the headquarters to report on what happened today. Wang Feng got on the train alone. Sitting on the train, he pulled out his attribute board. Name. Wang Feng. English name, King level, level 4. Experience value. 7,131,500 stamina, 4 strength, 3 speed, 13 defense, 2 lucky value, hidden attributes, can't be viewed, can't be changed. Attribute points. 5 skills, liquid jet LV1, jet liquid out to attack the enemy. Skill points. 3 cards, 1-star card Vaccine Man, Young, 2-star card Fonta Freak, 4-star Freak Vaccine Man. Warm reminder. 1. Every attribute of a normal person is 5, full value is 100. 2. The power of the skill depends on the level and is not affected by the character itself, but the number of times the skill is released is affected by the power attribute. Realized a skill. Wang Feng smiled with satisfaction. At that time, the situation was urgent. He used a 2-star card, Sprite Monster, and gained more than 1,000 experience. What surprised him was that he never comprehended the successful card character skills, and finally he won a prize. The power of the skill depends on the level? He continued to look down. After reading the reminder, his eyes lit up and he couldn't wait to ask the system. Hey, system, what is the highest skill level? Are there any restrictions on adding skill points to the skill? Ding. According to the system settings, the highest level of all skills is level 5, and the power of the skills increases as the skill level increases. However, the number of skill releases is affected by the host's physical strength. Each time a skill is released, the host's physical strength will be consumed. If the physical strength is insufficient, skills will not be able to be released. In addition, it should be noted that for host level 1 to 10, the highest skill level can be raised to level 1, 11 to 20, and the highest skill level can be raised to level 2, 0.41 to 50, and the skill level can be raised to the highest level as level 5. I have a sentence about MMP. I don't know if it's inappropriate. Wang Feng's eyes are dull, and the system settings are cheating. According to his observations, all aspects of the system are designed to correspond to the real world. For example, weird people have 5 levels of wolf, tiger, ghost, dragon and god, and cards also have 5 stars. There are 5 levels of skills, that is to say, level 1 skills are equivalent to the strength of wolf level monsters, level 2 skills are equivalent to the strength of tiger level monsters, and so on. Level 5 skills are equivalent to the strength of god level monsters. What makes him so popular is that the system abruptly limits his chances to improve his skill level. According to the system settings, before he is 10, no matter how hard he struggles, his skill level can only be LV1, which is equivalent to the strength of a wolf level monster. In other words, it is impossible for him to use his skills to sling the ghost dragon god. If he wants to have the strength to defeat the ghost dragon god, he can only honestly upgrade and increase his attributes. Just have a cannon, but no cannonballs. Of course, there is no use for him to improve his physical strength in the early stage, because of the skill level restriction, he can't help much. With a stroke like this, he knew where to add future attribute points. Before, he believed that the world of martial arts is only fast but not broken, so he added all the upgraded attribute points to the speed, but after a few weird crises, he found that there was no opportunity to play the speed of running. Therefore, he decided to add attribute points mainly to defense in the future. As the saying goes, let the storm beat the shore, I will stand still, let you add a sword and axe, I am not bad from King Kong. Humph. When my defense is at the full level, you can try to pull a hair on me, and if you can pull it out, I will lose. When Wang Feng returned home, Mike had already returned to the headquarters and reported today's knowledge to Ziki in the combat room of the War Department. When Wang Feng opened his mouth and spit out an energy wave that was as powerful as a grenade, Ziki's golden eyebrows wrinkled. Describe the activation process of the king's move in detail. Yes, Minister. Mike gushed. The situation was very critical at the time. The mob led the gun and prepared to shoot at Mr. King. He said that it was too late and it was fast. Mr. King suddenly opened his mouth. It was like a high-powered light bulb was plugged into his mouth. With the dazzling light, the next second, like a flashlight turned on, the light ball flew towards the mob's mushroom leader, blasting the opponent into serious injuries. Hey, brother, Wang Feng just spit on his mouth, how come he has become a wave of energy with radiance when he gets to you? Will nonsense be fined? Hiss. After listening to Mike's description, Sick and others took a breath. They had seen the superpowers of the tornado, the swordsmanship of the atomic warriors, the martial arts of Bongu, and the pure physical power of the superalloy black light. I have even seen the mechanical power of a metal knight, and I have also seen Flesh's ghostly speed and the pig god's big stomach that can swallow an elephant. However, the first time they heard about a hero who emits energy waves, and the last time it was confirmed that the king has superpowers, they found that the more mysterious the king is, the more intense it is. Collison, you are the person in charge of hero information management. Please verify what Mike said as soon as possible. After CIC calmed down, he ordered. If the information is not wrong, then King's stunt is named. The profound meaning of King Flo Qigong the Emperor's mouth cannon. The results of Collison's investigation on King's Emperor's mouth cannon came out very quickly, but the contents of the investigation report were very unsatisfactory. The teacher and the children responded with a mixed bag of 8 gate. Some said, at that time, I only saw King's mouth, and an invisible sound wave spread out like a water wave. The mob didn't even have a chance to react and fell on the spot. Invisible sound waves? Very good, very powerful. Some said. Lord King pouted at that time, and a big red heart kiss flew out and exploded beside the mob. This is a bit too much. Some said, I think King is like a god of creation. God said, there must be light, so there is light. King said, you deserve to die, so the mob fell. Are you the eldest brother, or elder sister? Do you have to pay taxes on obscenity? Of course, in addition to the teachers who felt ashamed to King, they tried their best to speak nice things to King. They described King as rare in the earth and nothing on earth. There are also a group of innocent children in the kindergarten. Their answers are exceptionally uniform. Uncle King. Spit the bad guy. 1. A spitting mob. Sick glanced at the investigation report and stared at Collison. Do you think this statement is reliable? Collison pushed his glasses and said seriously, Minister Sick, I think the children lack knowledge of the world, and they lack considerable vocabulary reserves. They cannot use correct words to describe King's moves. From the children's point of view, only saliva comes out from the mouth, so I think the children's answers can only prove that King's moves are shot from the mouth, but it cannot be used as evidence of specific moves. However, the words of the teachers have their own opinions, so it is impossible to determine the specific moves of King. Well, what you said is very reasonable. Zeke smiled with satisfaction. Since I can't figure out the specific moves of King, then according to Mike's definition, it is officially named Asith King's Mouth Cannon, which is on the official website of the association. Just write it like this. As one of the signature figures of the association, how can King's move be spitting? It is too low and affects the image, so even if the children say it is true, they will choose to ignore it for the benefit and image of the association. They are more willing to believe the exaggerated descriptions of Mike and the teachers, not to mention, with the strength of King, an exaggerated description will definitely be believed by the public. Therefore, there is no danger of being questioned. By the way, the promotional activities of the Sunflower Kindergarten were not successfully held. You can call King for me, and we will discuss again to see when we will conduct heroic promotion. Minister, just make a phone call to discuss this kind of trivial matter. King is so busy. Which one of your eyes sees King is busy? He's clearly painful. It's not good for us to bother him. No, in addition to the hero promotion, I have another creative idea for shooting anew, and I must ask King to come over and discuss it. Huh. Minister, would you still dare to find King to shoot in? You are not afraid that he would destroy the headquarters? Collison smiled bitterly. Last time King warned them not to mess around. Minister Zeke is playing with fire. It's okay. This time I shot a serious hero propaganda ad. Zeke stared at King's investigation report, and a creative public service in his mind was gradually taking shape. Well, I'll let Mike pick it up. Collison reluctantly agreed, praying in his heart that Zeke would not faint, otherwise he would spend an extra every year buying joss sticks for Zeke to go to the grave. Ding dong. Wang Feng was playing a game at home when someone rang the doorbell. Click. Mike. After he opened the door, he looked at Mike with a cardboard box in surprise. Why are you here? Mike looked at Wang Feng adoringly. Master King, Minister Zeke asked me to pick you up to the headquarters, and at the same time give you a letter of appreciation from the Sunflower Kindergarten teacher and the children. Wang Feng took the cardboard box and asked casually, Oh, Zeke has something to do with me. Mike. The main reason is that this heroic propaganda activity was interrupted. The minister wants to talk to you about the restart plan. Well, just this little thing. Wang Feng greeted Mike to come in and sit down. Mr. Mike glanced at the second floor with no floor in surprise, and replied respectfully. Oh, the minister seems to have other important matters for you to discuss, so let me come and pick you up. Well, anyway, being idle is also being idle. Wang Feng opened the cardboard box and looked at several thank you letters sent by the teachers and students of the Sunflower Kindergarten, and found that they were almost all apologies. Mike, I'll leave when I clean up. He moved the cardboard box into the sundries room, and glanced at the vaccine humanoid again, and found that the vaccine humanoid still had no response. He looked back depressed, and followed Mike to the Heroes Association headquarters. O City, Seaside. Humans full of desire, accept the verdict. Wow. The sea parted, and from the bottom of the sea came out a strange man 7 or 8 meters high. His body was shriveled like a corpse, his head had 4 sides, and his appearance was strange like an alien. Whack, escape, the stranger just appeared. The tourists on the beach suddenly screamed in panic and fled, but suddenly all fell softly, like a domino. From near to far, the stranger seems to exude a regular fluctuation. Any contact with this kind of fluctuation of people will all lose consciousness and fall into a coma. The weirdo stepped on the beach, without even looking at the fallen human beings, walked towards the center of O, leaving a series of huge footprints on the beach. Attention residents of City O, and residents of City O. The Heroes Association has urgently notified that ghost-level weirdos have appeared on the beach and are invading the city center. Currently, the Heroes Association is dispatching heroes to destroy the weirdos. Before the weirdos are eliminated, please everyone, stay away from the beach and go to the refuge. The weird alarm in downtown O issued an emergency notification. After listening to the announcement in horror, the residents of O City rushed to the evacuation center or other cities in a panic. However, once there is a large-scale flow of people, there will be congestion, traffic jams, crowded people, and the efficiency of escape is very slow. The weirdo came step by step and didn't kill anyone, but countless people lost their consciousness and fell on the street, looking from a distance, as if a farmhouse was drying rice. The strange man's left mouth kept murmuring. Appetite, the back mouth shouted. Kill thought, the right mouth smiled strangely. Sex desire, and the front face just sounded the trial. Judgment. Where it passes, all humans will pass out, like a curse, no one can escape, perhaps as it said, it is the judge of desire, whoever possesses the three desires of appetite, desire to kill, and sexual desire. Everyone must accept the verdict. However, appetite is the basis for human survival, and sexual desire is the basis for human existence. Basically every human being has these two desires. Unless a god, no one can escape one of the two desires. In addition, there is a killing thought on the back of the weirdo, which means that the person who moves the killing thought will also be judged. No matter who the killing thought is sent to, it may be the enemy or the weird person. Anyway, if you move the killing thought, you have to accept the judgment. It's so overbearing. In this way, rather than saying that the abilities of weirdos resemble a curse, it is better to say that it is a newly formulated natural rule, a rule for the destruction of all mankind. This is very similar to the vaccine man. Could it be an ambassador for the protection of the earth? Headquarters of the Heroes Association of City A. War Room. Deep Dick. The staff are actively collecting information about the Desire Arbiter who landed in O City. The report, Minister Sick, the 3A-level heroic philosophers who were commissioned to go to O City to eliminate the eccentrics, Dao Tylee and Stoic have lost contact, and the guess has been lost. After receiving the hero's message, Coulson immediately reported to CIC. What? I was talking on the phone the moment before, and lost contact the next moment. What kind of weird is this? Why is it so powerful? Zeke frowned. Contact the nearest S-rank hero and ask to go to destroy the weird. According to the latest hero positioning, the 10th superalloy black light of the S-class hero is near O City. Do you contact me? Superalloy black light, possessing the most powerful body of an S-rank hero, is a rare bald powerhouse with no hair training, and possesses the terrifying power to destroy dragon rank monsters. In the One Punch Man world, it belongs to the bald head strong party. Connect. Maria knocked on the phone number of Superalloy Black Light. After the call was connected, Sick told Superalloy Black Light about the situation of the weirdo and asked Superalloy Black Light to go to destroy the weird person. Ha, weirdo. Leave it to me, just to show the effect of my recent muscle training. Let me give a lesson to the ignorant weirdo who dares to invade the human realm. On the other side of the phone, the Superalloy Black Light confidently accepted. After half an hour. O City. The Superalloy Black Light stood at the intersection of City O, looking at the weird man who was approaching. He raised his head and chest, his face was confident, and his inner voice kept saying, "You must be confident on your face, you must stand upright, and you must be surrounded by cameras. Association, the people are all looking at my perfect body. Yes, they must be looking at my perfect body." He twisted his arm hard, his black skin muscles made a creak, and his face was hanging. Smile. Weirdo, hey, let my perfect muscles take care of you. As he said, he kicked his feet and rushed towards the weird person. However, as soon as he entered a certain range, his body stopped, his eyes were lost, and his face fell unbelievably soft. It's over. Let people see the embarrassing side. How to live in the future. Minister Zeke, it's okay. Superalloy Black Light has lost contact. He has already encountered a weird man and fell into a coma. What? Superalloy Black Light failed. Damn. Is it possible that the disaster of the weird person should be the dragon? Zeke shook his whole body and stared in disbelief. The Superalloy Black Light was already one of the best heroes in the association's combat effectiveness. He was defeated without even resisting a few times. How strong is that strange man? How is the information collection of weirdos? He is very irritable. He has been engaged in the elimination of weirdos for many years. He has never seen such weird weirs. Once the staff of their association enters a certain distance, they will immediately lose consciousness and become vegetative weird state. Maria Way, responsible for collecting information on weird people, reported, "Our people cannot get close to weird people. We can only use camera technology to observe them from a distance. According to my judgment, weird people have powers similar to curses. Curse and lose consciousness." Zeke knocked on the table sharply and said, "Damn it, immediately summon the S-rank hero to discuss the way to eliminate the weird person. By the way, wake me up from the nap tornado by the way." Yes. Coulson led out to arrange tasks. Because it was an emergency call, the association dispatched their military planes to the cities of S-class heroes and invited all S-class heroes to the headquarters to gather. Jace, contact the local government and request that drones be dispatched to take pictures of weird people at close range and observe more information about weird people so that we can formulate relevant countermeasures. Yes. Jace immediately contacted the local government to request the use of local military forces. According to scarce data, people could not get close to the weird, and naturally could not get more useful information. Only machinery can exempt the curse of the weird. Maria, call the camera near the weird person and try to collect as much information about the weird person as possible. If there is a major discovery, even report it. Clear. Maria flirted with her short dark green hair, and led her team to obtain a camera review of the weird person, summarizing the information displayed by the weird person bit by bit. Collison came back to report. Minister, the plane has been arranged. I believe it will not be long before all the S-class heroes will arrive. Zeke nodded. Okay, can you get in touch with the Metal Knight? From the current situation, I am afraid that only the Metal Knight robot can be immune to the curse of the weirdo. Approach the weirdo and fight with it. The Metal Knight, the hero ranks 6th in the S-class, whose original name is Dr. Beaufoy, a super mechanical genius doctor, with 4 big buck teeth, a sinister and insidious mad scientist. The S-class hero Tong Di was once his assistant. His own master has a lot of cutting-edge technology. The research and development of many ultra-era equipment of the Heroes Association and the construction of the Hero headquarters are all from the hands of Dr. Poveri, a veritable Frankenstein. Can. After Collison's affirmative reply, CIC said decisively. Go to contact immediately. Let the Metal Knight dispatch his mechanical team as soon as possible to eliminate the weird people. Yes. Collison was ordered to contact the Metal Knights and report back later. Minister, the Metal Knights have agreed to take action. He will send more than a dozen newly developed combat robots to deal with strangers. According to him, each of his new combat robots has destroyed the fighting power of ghost-level weirdos. Well, I hope to successfully solve the threat of the weirdo. Zeke was very worried. The weird people who appeared this time were too weird. He couldn't guarantee that the robot team of Metal Knights would be able to eliminate the weird people. Oh city. Yo, there are some nasty little things here. Destroy them. A human toy. Quack, you can finally move your muscles and bones. The Metal Knights robot team is very fast. Under the order, like a small plane soaring into the sky, it arrived in O City in more than 20 minutes and surrounded the weird people. These robots are like Gundams, with broadswords on their backs, rocket launchers on their shoulders, and their hands and feet are as flexible as real people. Here, damn it. More than a dozen robots sounded mechanically cold, their shoulders stretched out their barrels, and the flames lit up. Shoo. 70 to 80 rocket launchers lost out, drawing brilliant trajectories in the air. Rumble. With a crackling sound like firecrackers, the weirdo seemed to be covered with neon lights, colorful flashes, and fires raging. An attack like an ant. Hee hee, fun and fun. I can't help myself. Tickle? Good technique. The 4 faces of the weirdo spoke, mocking every word. The increased power of the Metal Knight robots that can eliminate the ghost-level weirdos did not have any effect on the weird in front of them. Slap. The weird slammed up, and the half-meter large palm on the left grabbed the robot's ankle and pulled it hard, crashing. The robot's thigh was torn off directly. Boom. The eccentric succeeded with his left hand, and his right hand was also unwilling to show weakness. He pinched the neck of one of the robots and slammed them in the direction of the other robots, slamming the 2 robots. The threat of the enemy has increased, and fight freely. The remaining robots suddenly drew out the sharp broadswords behind them, and rushed up without fear of death. Boom. Boom. However, no matter how many rats there are, they won't be able to bite the elephant. Instead, they will be trampled to death by the elephant. Within a few minutes of effort, the entire army of more than a dozen robots of the Metal Knight was destroyed, indicating that after the superalloy black light of soy sauce, the Metal Knight also successfully won the defeat. A boring battle. Our duty is to destroy mankind. Desire is sin. Accept the trial. Upstairs, you said the wrong line, it's a verdict. The weirdo did not look at the remains of the robots scattered around, and continued to move in the direction of City A. Report to Minister, the whole army of the Metal Knight robots has been destroyed. This means that the association's plan to use robots to eliminate weird people has failed. Damn it. CIC thumped the table anxiously. Collison, urge the staff who go out and invite S-rank heroes to speed up. Okay. Coulson led away. By the way, at the same time notify the Metal Knight. Let him send ground robots to rescue the citizens on the way of the weirdos, and prevent them from being trampled to death by the weirdos. Clear. CIC was upset and told Collison to execute the order. Maria reported the latest weird news. Minister, all the citizens of the city where the weird passed by have fallen into a coma. At present, O City has been paralyzed and intimidated, and the weird is moving towards a city. Maria, raise the level of the weirdo to dragon level. Huh. The door of the war room opened. Hey, Uncle Zeke, what can you do to come to me in such a hurry? I'm in a cram school, which made me lie to go to the bathroom and leave, and I will be scolded by the teacher next time in class. Tongdi was carrying a school bag with a lollipop in his mouth, complaining all the way. Tongdi, the hero, ranks 5th in the S rank, a 10-year-old boy, one of the think tanks of the Heroes Association. He uses the technological weapons hidden in his backpack to fight the enemy. At the same time, after removing the weapons, he himself has the same strength as a grade A hero, Bofo. Former assistant of Dr. Yi, Metal Knight. Tongdi, you are here just right, to help us analyze the weakness of the weird man. This weird man is very weird. So far, we have not been able to find an effective way to attack. When Shi-Chi saw that Tongdi was coming, his face was happy, and he quickly asked Tongdi to analyze the weird information. Well? Tongdi licked the lollipop, staring at the fast-playing relationship video on the computer screen for an instant, while listening to Maria's description of the superalloy black light and the failure of heroes such as the Metal Knight. The more he looked at the little eyebrows, the more frowned. Finally, he said with a solemn expression on his small face, "This is an almost incomprehensible weird." What? How can there be such a trivial setting of incomprehension in the world? Saitama. What do you think? King. What do you think? Siki's first reaction is impossible. If it is true, does it mean that humans will perish? From these videos, I guess. Tongdi subconsciously licked a lollipop, and said solemnly, the power of this weird man comes from the rules of nature, or in other words, the rules of nature. Rules? What source of power is that? Shi-Chi wondered. He had heard of power sources such as mechanical power, martial arts, superpowers, and body training, but had never heard of the power of rules. Swarovski's sword said that all power in the world comes from the rules of nature. Tongdi explained and analyzed. If I am not mistaken, weird people should have a rule power of desire to judge. Listen carefully to weird people. From the beginning to the end, the appetite, sex desire, killing thought, and judgment that were whispered from beginning to end, it can be inferred that anyone who possesses these 3 desires, no matter how strong you are, will enter the range of weird power fluctuations, will be judged and lose consciousness. What? How is it possible? Zeke and others looked at Tongdi licking the lollipop in shock. However, the defeat of the super alloy black light just proved Tongdi's reasoning. No matter how strong you are, under the halo of the weird rules, there is no room for resistance. How is it possible? The tornado floated in from the outside, and she yawned. I finally took a nap and was awakened by you again. Really, can't I do things if you leave? Humph. Tornado, you finally woke up. Siki's eyes lit up and he was overjoyed. We have encountered an unsolvable weird. It seems that only you can destroy the weird without injury. Tornado Tsunere hugged his chest and said, what, there are no other heroes in the Heroes Association? I have to ask me to come forward to solve the weirdo? Cut. The Heroes Association should be called the Tornado Association. What's the use of raising other heroes? Hey. Hee hee. Shi-Chi chuckled, but did not answer. Swish. The door of the war room opened again, and the 15th S-Class Metal Bat came in carrying his special baseball bat. He combed the airplane head, dressed in a black jacket, red long-sleeved t-shirt, loose black sweatpants, and his face was full. Sneer. Hey, Siki, warn you in advance. In order to get over, I gave up watching Chianzi's piano competition. If you have nothing important, be careful that I smash the headquarters. Ha ha ha. Shi-Chi gave a strong laugh, and he recruited all S-rank heroes, one more strange than the other, or the personality was too strong. Oh, many people came. Venerable Vest came in with 2 500 kilograms dumbbells. Step on. Later, the 12th Shining Fries of the S-Class hero also arrived. He has long, smooth blonde hair, with a few blue star hairpins in his hair, blue eyes and all face, and a handsome mess. He is dressed in white. With a cloak and a dark armored tights, after entering the war room, he raised his eyes and glanced at everyone, and immediately leaned against the wall quietly holding his beloved knife, Shunsamaru, without making any comments. Coulson. What about the other S-rank heroes? Seeing that an hour has passed since the time, Zeke, how come only the few S-rank heroes in front of him come here, the Atomic Warrior? Where are the Silver Fangs? Where is the Pig God? Where's the Sexy Prisoner? Drive the Cavaliers? What about Zombie Men? Where's the Police Dog Man? King? Well, King is already on his way, blasting. Forget it, this ancestor has never appeared before. Collison solemnly reported, Minister, the Atomic Samurai hurt his hand by peeling an apple yesterday. He is currently recovering from his injuries. The Silver Fangs have gone out to buy groceries, but they can't be found temporarily. The Pig God is said to be eating and holding on, indigestion, and went out for a walk. Digested and disappeared. The Sexy Prisoner saw a beautiful man in the TV news, and went to pursue others after escape from prison. There is no news for the time being. The driving night is replacing important parts of the privacy part of the body, and can't spare time to come over. Zombie the man encountered a tragic car accident when he ran a red light and was crushed by the truck. Now his body has not recovered. The police dog man said that he only guards the Q City. The cottage Q City like O City is not under his protection. King is already in the Mike's car and has just entered City A. I believe he will arrive soon. Besides, the blasting still cannot be contacted, and I don't know his life or death. Well, I see. I don't care about them for the time being. Zeke looked at the incoming S-rank heroes solemnly. Tongdi, tell them about the weirdness of the weirdo. Tongdi licked the lollipop and introduced, the four-sided monster, or the desire judge, is more appropriate. Its power is very special. It belongs to the power of rules that have never appeared before. Anyone who has appetite, anti-sex people with these three desires, no matter how strong you are, after entering the fluctuation range of the weird rules, they will be judged and lose consciousness. Appetite is the basis for human survival, and sex desire is the basis for human existence. Every human being will have one of these two desires. In addition, those who possess the idea of killing will also be judged. That is to say, we want to eliminate weird people, and we naturally touch the bottom line of the rules. So, the power of the weirdest rules is almost incomprehensible. The metal bat didn't care. Hey, whether it is a ghost-level weirdo or a dragon-level weirdo, I will break it all. Venerable Vest squeezed his dumbbell. Let my vest teach it how to behave well. Tornado hung his chest in the air, contemptuously saying, there is no weird person in the world that can't be solved by a meteorite. If there is, then two. Fresh glanced at Tongdi lightly, stroked his beloved knife, and said nothing. Ahem, you may not understand the meaning of Tongdi's words. Zeke gave a dry cough, and said in a deep voice, not long ago, Super Alloy Black Light was defeated. He lost his consciousness without even having the chance to get close to the weird person. Hiss, Metal Bats and others took a breath. They are also S-rank heroes. Of course, they know the strength of Super Alloy Black Light, the terrifying physical defense and the powerful strength that no one in the association can match. If they fight, they will not. Grasping to win the Black Light, however, for such a strong guy, he was. Seconds. Only robots can get rid of the power of the weirdest rules. Tongdi gave another heavy message. However, the dozen or so robots that Dr. Beaufoy sent out that can eliminate ghost-level weirs were also destroyed by the Desire Adjudicator. In other words, two S-rank heroes have already been defeated, and the level of the weirdo may be Special Dragon level. Vest and others fell silent. The news from Zeke and Tongdi shocked everyone. After a while, the Metal Bat cuts. I don't care what Special Dragon level or regular Dragon level it is. I will break it anyway. What? It's obviously very weak, so I have to say that I am very strong. Tornado snorted. Give me that weird man who is called a four-sided judgment. I can destroy him alone. The Metal Bat pointed the baseball bat on the shoulder to the Tornado. Dwarf, who do you think is weak? Tornado stared at the Metal Bat with akimbo. It's rude to say who is a short one. Do you believe me or not? I twisted you into a twist. Zikito looked at the quarreling Metal Bats and Tornadoes, and asked Tongdi. Tongdi, have you thought of a solution to the weirdo? Tongdi licked the lollipop and suggested, at present, only robots can be immune to the influence of weirdos, but Dr. Beauvoir's robot has already been defeated. This method is no longer useful unless Dr. Beauvoir is willing to use a more powerful robot. Another way is to eliminate the weird people without getting close to them. Zeke was taken aback, and instantly understood the meaning of Tongdi's words. You mean? Let the Tornado summon meteorites to destroy the weirdos. Well, other than that, I can't think of a better way. The current situation is that no matter which hero confronts the desire judge, the ending is unconscious and falling into a vegetative state. Zeke hesitated. The meteorite pulled from outer space by the tornado with superpowers is certainly powerful, but it is equally powerful. It will destroy a small area of O City. Afterwards, it will definitely be complained by the citizens. Now the people have vaguely complained to the association. Questions have arisen. The association is facing a crisis of trust. It is best not to use the superpowers that can use the tornado. Otherwise, the association's situation will be even more difficult. By the way, do you think King has the ability to eliminate weird people? Tong Di shook his head. The genius scientist Swarovski Soud said that everything in the world cannot violate the rules of nature. The power of the weirdo now belongs to a brand new natural rule, which is specifically aimed at us humans. All humans will escape. At its sanctions, King is no exception. Siki asked disappointedly. Then there is no other way. Even if you want to use the power of the tornado, can you reduce the loss a little? Oh, let me think about it. Tong Di lowered his head and thought. Perhaps, we can find a way to guide the weird to the uninhabited wasteland, and then the tornado will pull the outer space meteorite down to eliminate the weird. Guide? Sik thought thoughtfully. Collison, request the government to send out rocket artillery troops to go to the mountains between City A and City O to target and shoot the weird people, and lead the weird people to the mountains step by step. Yes, Minister. After Coulson took the order, he immediately contacted the government. Sik glanced at the tornado still arguing with the metal bat, patted his head with a headache, and said, Tornado, we need your superpowers, and I hope you can help. Tornado hugged her chest and hummed. Cut, it's not on me in the end. She pointed to the metal bat. HMPH, see, the weird you can solve. I can also solve the weird you can't solve. I can still solve it. This is the gap between you and me. The metal bat shouted. What did you say? Believe it or not, I cut your pineapple roll. Tornado choked unwillingly. Dare you, a idiot with the same hair as a peaked cap. Come, go outside, I must teach you a dwarf well today. What? Do you dare to call me a dwarf? I won't let you get out of this door, sister-in-law. Tong Di glanced at the quarreling metal bat and tornado, and said helplessly, Zeke, you can arrange the plan quickly. I am afraid that the two of them will really fight. In that case, the metal bat may die. The loss of the association can be great. The metal bat yelled dissatisfiedly. Hello? Elementary school student, are you standing with that girl? Tornado, the government troops have gone to the mountains, you take the association plane to the designated place to wait for the weird people to come. Siki ordered to go down and separate the metal bat from the tornado. HMPH, wait until I get rid of the weirdo, and then come back to clean up your plane's nose. The tornado flew out of the war room and rushed to the association plane park. Hey, don't go if you have the ability, I will knock you a few inches shorter. The metal bat still yelled again. Oh, Zeke looked helplessly at the unreliable heroes he had recruited. On the other side, King is already sitting in Mike's car from City M to City A. Hey, Mike, did you go the wrong way? This is the highway to O City. Wang Feng raised his brows and quickly discovered the problem, because the signs on the side of the highway were all marked XXX kilometers from O City. It was obvious that they were on the way to O City. Mike stared at the road ahead and replied, Last time a strange man attacked City A and destroyed a large area of City A. The reconstruction has not yet been completed. We need to detour. Oh, I got it. Wang Feng nodded. When the vaccine man appeared last time, he was also there. He knew that a large area of City A was destroyed. However, at the inhuman construction speed of the construction company of One Punch Man, the reconstruction work of City A it's not finished yet, which is a bit beyond his expectation. Boom. At this moment, thunders suddenly sounded in the air ahead, and beautiful sparks burst out in the sky. What's the situation? Wang Feng stared at the sparks in the sky ahead, and asked, Mike, is there anyone setting off fireworks this season? Mike was also confused. I don't know, but the sound doesn't sound like fireworks, it's more like the roar of artillery fire. Cannon fire? Wang Feng was surprised. The government is crazy. You set off artillery in a place so close to City A and City O. Are you afraid of accidentally injuring the citizens? Not sure. Mike frowned, vaguely aware that something was wrong. Jingle bell. His cell phone rang, and after the call was connected. Hello, is this the headquarters? This is Mike. Lord King and I have already detoured into City O and soon entered City A, and will be able to reach the headquarters in most of the time. What? A dragon-level weird appeared in City O. Let's retreat quickly. Could Lord King also be unable to deal with it? Okay, I see. He hung up the phone and quickly told Wang Feng the whole story. A dragon-class stranger appeared in O City. The stranger possesses special powers. As long as people have appetite, sexual desire, and killing mind, will be judged immediately. The S-class superalloy black light has already seized consciousness and became a vegetable. The Metal Knight robot army is also frustrated. Currently, the association is using long-range rocket launchers to guide the weirdo into the no man's land, and let the tornado summon meteorites. To kill the weirdo, we must go back and choose another route to City A. Blame. Weirdo. Dragon monster. A dragon-level monster who can defeat the superalloy black light and the Metal Knight. Okay, stop talking nonsense, run away. The corner of Wang Feng's mouth twitched, and his heart beat twice. A weird person of this level, even if he holds a 4-star card vaccine man, can't handle it. The current situation is to run away quickly. Where to go to City A? It is best to go back to City M to play games. He took a few deep breaths, calmed down, and said, Mike, hurry up. He was just about to make Mike speed up, but suddenly a few strange roars suddenly came from not far from O City. Appetite. Kill thought. Sex desire. Judgment. Mike, did you hear anything? Wang Feng was startled and listened. Master King, I'm sorry, I can't accompany you, be careful of weirdos. After Mike finished speaking, he lay softly on the steering wheel. Wang Feng was taken aback. Eldest brother, stop making trouble, can you stop the car first before you faint in disagreement? Cheating. Well? Why is my head so dizzy? Could it be the weird power of the weird man that Mike said? He clutched his head, and a feeling of fatigue and weakness surged into his mind, making him feel an urge to sleep. Ruined. Before losing consciousness completely, he glanced at the out-of-control car and started crashing into the house next to him, feeling desperate. Boom. The head of the extremely fast galloping horse was squashed, puffing white smoke. Inside the damaged car, Mike and Wang Feng were unconscious. Appetite. Kill thought. Sex desire. Judgment. That weird roar continued to sound.